so empty without me. Little hellions, kids feeling rebellious, embarrassed. The parents still listen to Elvis. They start feeling like prisoners helpless. Till someone comes along on a mission and yells, bitch! A visionary, vision is scary. Can start a revolution, polluting the airwaves, a rebel. So just let me revel and bask in the fact that I got everyone kissing my ass, and it's a disaster. Such a catastrophe for you to see so damn much of my ass. You ask for me? Well, I'm back. Fix your minutes and I'm tuning in and I'm gonna enter in and up under your skin like a splinter. The center of attention, back for the winner. I'm interesting. The best things in wrestling, investing in your kids' ears and nesting. Testing, attention please. Feel attention, soon as someone mentions me. Here's my 10 cents, my 2 cents is free. A nuisance, who sent? You sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me. So everybody, just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy. Cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me. So everybody, just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy. Cause it feels so empty without me. I just get a tasket, I go tit for tat with anybody who's talking this and that shit. Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked worse than them little Limp Biscuit bastards. And Moby, you can get stomped by Obi. You 36-year-old boy that's staying up. You don't know me, you're too old, let go, it's over. Nobody listen to techno, now let's go. Just give me the signal, I'll be there with a whole list full of new insults. I've been though suspenseful with a pencil ever since Prince turned himself into a symbol. But sometimes, man, it just seems everybody only wants to discuss me. So this must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. No, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, there's a concept that works. 20 million other white rappers emerge, but no matter how many fish in the sea, it'll be so empty without me. Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me. Cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. Okay, guess who's back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Now everyone report to the dance floor. Now everyone report to the dance floor. Alright, stop. Pajama time. Come here, little kitties, on my lap. Guess who's back with a brand new rap? And I don't mean rap as in a new case of child investigation accusation. No worries, Papa's got a brand new bag of toys. What else could I possibly do to make noise? I done touched on everything but little boys. And that's not a stab at Michael, that's just a metaphor. I'm just psycho, I go a little bit crazy sometimes. I get a little bit out of control with my rhymes. Good God, dip, do a little slide. Bend down, touch your toes, and just glide up the center of the dance floor. Like TP for my bunghole, and it's cool if you let one go. Nobody's gonna know who'd hear it. Give a little poot poot, it's okay. Oops, my CD just skipped, and everyone just heard you let one rip. Now I'm gonna make you dance, get your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that thing. Oops, I mean girl.
Now you know you're my world.
Alright, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy. Oh baby, baby. It's Friday, and it's my day. Just to party, all the way to Sunday. Maybe till Monday, I don't know what day. Every day is a holiday. Cruising on the freeway, feeling kinda breezy. Got the top down and my hair blow. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is when I get there, someone's gonna touch my body. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I'm feeling just a little stressed out from work. Could you punch me in the stomach and pull my hair? Spit on me, maybe gouge my eyes out. Yeah. Now what's your name, girl? What's your sign?
Man, you must be about your mind. Dre, beer goggles blind. I'm just trying to unwind now.
I'm gonna make you dance. Get your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that thing. Tuesday and I'm locked up, I'm in jail and I don't know what happened. They say I was running butt naked down the street screaming. Brother, I'm sorry, I don't remember. All I know is this much, I'm not guilty. They said save it, boy, we got you on tape yelling at an old lady to touch my body. Now this is the part where the rap breaks down. It gets real intense, no one makes a sound. Everything looks like it's 8 Mile now. The beat goes back and everybody loses their sound. Let's snap back to reality. Look, it's V-Rabbit. Are you signing me up to battle? I'm a grown man. Chubba, 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 chubba. I don't have any lines to go right here, so chubba, chubba, chubby fellas. What? Fellas, grab your left, make your right one jealous. What? Black girls, white girls, skinny girls, fat girls, tall girls, small girls. I'm calling all girls. Everyone report to the dance floor. It's your chance for a little romance or let's squeeze in. This season, just go. So appeasing. Now I'm gonna make you dance. It's your chance. Yeah, boy, shake that thing. Oops, I mean girl, 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 girl. Girl, you know you're my world. All right, now lose it. Just lose it. Go crazy. Oh baby, baby. Touch my body. Touch my body. Oh boy, just touch my body. I mean girl, just touch my body. Guess who? You miss me? Jessica Simpson, sing the chorus.
When you walked through the door, it was clear to me. You're the one
Hear me?
they adore, who they came to see. You're a rock star, baby. Everybody wants you. Yeah. Who can really blame you? We're the ones who made you.
Back by popular demand. Now pop a little Zantac for antacid if you can. You're ready to tackle any task that is at hand. How does it feel? Is it fantastic? Is it grand? Well, look at all the massive masses in the stands. Shady man, no, don't massacre the fans. Damn, I think Kim Kardashian's a man. She stopped him just cause he asked to put his hands on a massive Gluteus Maximus again. Squeeze it in, switch it and pass it to a friend. Can he come back as nasty as he can? Yes, he can. Don't ask me this again. He does not mean the lesbian offend. But Lindsay, please come back to seeing men. Samantha's a 2, you're practically a 10. I know you want me, girl. In fact, I see a grin. Now come in, girl.
Through the door, it was clear to me. You're the one they adore, who they came to see. You're a rock star, baby. Everybody wants you. Yeah. Who can really blame you? We're the ones who made you.
The enforcer, looking for more women to torture. Walk up to the cutest girl and Charlie Horser. Sorry, Portia, but what's Ellen DeGeneres? Have that I go. Are you telling me tenderness? Well, I can be as gentle and as smooth as a gentleman. Give me my Vanillin inhaler and 2 Xenadrin, and I'll invite Sarah Palin out to dinner then. Nail her, baby, say hello to my little friend. Brit, forget Cape and let's cut out the middlemen. Forget him or you're gonna end up in the hospital again. And this time it won't be for the Ritalin binge. Forget them other men, girl, pay them little attention. And little did I mention that Jennifer's in love with me, John Mayer, so sit on the bench. Man, I swear them other guys, you give them an inch. They take a mile, they got style, but it isn't slim.
Through the door, it was clear to me. You're the one they adore, who they came to see. You're a rock star, baby. Everybody wants you. Yeah. Who can really blame you? We're the ones who made you.
And that's why, my love, you'll never live without. I know you want me, girl, cause I can see you checking me out. And baby, you know you want me too. Don't try to deny it, baby, I'm the only one for you. Damn girl, I'm beginning to sprout an alfalfa. Why should I wash my filthy mouth out? You think that's bad? You should hear the rest of my album. Never has there been such finesse and nostalgia. Man, Cass, I don't mean to message a gal, but Jessica Alba put her breasts on my mouth, bro. Wowzers, I just made a mess of my trousers. And they wonder why I keep dressing like Elvis. Lord help us, he's back in his pink elf shirt. Looking like someone shrinked his outfit. I think he's about to flip. Jessica, rest assured, Superman's here to rescue ya. Can you blame me? You're my Amy, I'm your Blake. Matter of fact, bake me a birthday cake with a saw blade in it to make my jailbreak. Baby, I think you just met your soulmate. Now break it down, girl.
Through the door, it was clear to me. You're the one they adore, who they came to see. You're a rock star, baby. Everybody wants you. Yeah.
Big up Sietza.
Who can really blame you? We're the ones who made
Or should I say 62%?
Down, 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 baby.
Get down, down, down. Get down, down, down. Get down, down, down. Why do I always cool down after a shower, bro?
Oh, Amy. Rehab never looked so good. I can't wait. I'm going back. Woo. Dr. Dre. 2020. Yeah.
Don't you miss? Don't you miss shower, hot house, cold? Shower, hot house, cold. Yeah, I suppose. Don't you hate it that Slim Shady doesn't make this sort of music anymore? I don't care about his fucking real music. I want the silly music. I want the silly music, bro. Get down. Like this one. Got his mind broken by the Orange Man, basically.
I ain't never seen a ass like that. The way you move it, you make my PB go. Doing, doing, doing. I don't believe it, it's almost too good to be true. I ain't never seen a ass like that. The way you move it, you make my PB go. Doing, doing, doing. The way she moves, she's like a belly dancer. She's shaking that ass to the new Nelly jams. I think someone's at the door, but I don't think I'm an answer.
Plus jail. He went to jail?
Doing, doing, doing. What do you mean? Freeze, please, I'm a human being. I have needs. I'm not done. Not till I'm finished being.
Forgot how racist this song is.
I am agreeing, Mr. Officer. I'm already
Ah.
on my knees. I can't get on the ground any further. It's impossible for me. And do not treat me like a murderer. I just like to pee. Yes, I make R&B. I sing song and go ring it strong. Jing jong 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 king. Psych, I joke. I kid. If I offend, I'm sorry. Please forgive, for I am trying to puppet.
Right, yesterday, offline, I grinded 2 levels, so hopefully we can beat this guy today.
The way you move it, you make my PB go.
Me when I see women.
Just like a Simpson, look so tempting. Nick, I ain't never seen a ass like that.
I gotta get some chocolate off though. A doing. After this song, we're doing Panic Man.
Now they're getting older, they're starting to grow bum bums. I go to the movies and sit down with my popcorn, fully sing freeze.
A doing.
What do you mean, freeze? Jeez, I just got my seat. I have ticket. Look, I put it away, my zipper receipt. Please do not remove me from this movie theater, please. I did not even get to see Mary Kate shower scene. I didn't mean to be obscene or make a great big scene. And don't treat me like I'm Pee Wee Herman. This movie's PG, Mr. Officer. I demand to see my attorney. I will simply plead innocent, cop a plea and be free. Free, yes, free. Right back on the streets. What do you mean, my lawyers with Michael? He's too busy. I am triumph. Britney Spears has shoulders like a man, and I can say that and you laugh, cause there is a puppet on my hand. The way you shake it, I can't believe it. I ain't never seen a ass like that. The way you move it, you make my PB go.
Might have been rehab or something. Yeah, well, I can understand rehab. Sorry, I'm typing to someone. I should be focusing on the stream. I'm sorry.
Maybe next year I'll say ass and she'll make my PB go.
The doing.
The way she moves, she dances like a go-go. In that video, she sings, get out your bozo. I need a new
Shower makes me do all sorts of weird shit. First of all, it makes my eyes very dry. That's probably because I have an eye problem.
My computers will be seized and my keys to my ranch. I just bake cookies, Mr. Officer. Looky, take
Yeah,
a
hopefully
whip
we
of
get
these.
progress
Here,
today.
I make Jesus juice. Take a sip of these. Nobody is safe from me. No, not even me. I don't even know if I can say the word pee on the radio, but I think I did. Janet, is that the breast? I think I just saw it. Psych, I joke.
Gotta type to your friend and play this.
I don't think my job is working. I must flee quick, get to the chopper.
We're almost there, hopefully.
I am not triumph.
I think maybe 2 more weeks, hopefully. I don't know. It's hard to guess. You make my BB go. Boing, boing, boing. So I had to refund my HyperX I RMA'd it. It got a new cable. It does the same shit. It has shit noise canceling. Every time I had a Twitch stream on or something at the back, you could hear it from my mic. So it was ultra sensitive. So yeah, that's going back. Probably not sure what to buy next. I want a headset for upstairs. I'm not gonna buy a fucking standing mic yet. But yeah, I'm trying to think, like, maybe I should go back to Corsair, but Corsair kind of sucks ass. HyperX sucks ass, now that I know this. So I don't know. I mean, the HyperX mouse is pretty alright. Razer? We could try Razer. Player, but I fucked your wife. Oh yeah, we should do a fucking thing, right? Alright, sorry. I'm talking to Nova. He's asking me about my workout today. Panic Man. I was supposed to hang out with Turner for another hour, but he's at work and he has to cover for someone at work. So I was like, fuck it, I'll see you tonight, bro. The way you move me, you make my baby go. Boing, boing, boing. Alright, we were like 50 minutes in.
Just incredible. You know, maybe I should show it back here. Maybe you can see
Or
it.
mod
Oh,
mig.
you can see it better without the glare. Oh man, now I figure it out. You know,
Oh yeah, I can see that so well. Wow, I can see flashback. The rest is all blurry, bro. Update your fucking laptop camera, bro. Jesus. Holy fuck, that's 360p. Alright, sorry. Fucking Nova's asking me about my shit. It's so weird, bro. How now that I'm doing gym stuff, I have stuff to talk about. It's weird.
then you guys can zoom in. Amazing game, just amazing. I cannot express
the
how
game.
awesome this is. Even comes with the comic book, you know, too.
The
I bought
comic
this
book.
with it. The price is ripped off of it, but you know they're all reasonably priced.
Yeah,
you know,
probably not the
14
biggest
page
stream
for
tonight because I
classic,
do have work tomorrow
you
at like
know,
8,
thing
so
you got places
I don't want
like
to spend
Planet
too long.
Titan,
But
New
you know,
Washington,
a stream's a stream.
Death Tower, Earth, Paradise Club, Planet Morse.
Yeah, I was thinking about
There's
Razer.
just like a ton of content in this.
Razer is
This
pretty
is just
good, and
insane.
it's
Great storytelling.
you know,
This
it
is
is what it
Cyberpunk
is.
before Cyberpunk became a thing.
I
This
just
is
need noise
building off of
canceling
those
headphones.
movies
That's
that came
all.
out. You know, like Cyberpunk actually got started because Blade Runner. Blade Runner was the one that started the whole Cyberpunk thing, and this builds off of that. Flashback is a fucking amazing game. You really, really have to
Alright, let's
play it.
fight
You
that
know, and hopefully I get that
mushroom
right.
fuck.
Another World or something. It's another something anyway.
It's a bit too loud at the moment.
This is a classic too. You have to get this, man. Remember Dracula? Well,
Fucking hell, he's so loud. Alright, sorry. That's the last
there
thing
we
I'm
go.
typing.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, the cartridge version. This is going to drive a lot of people insane. This is fucking tough. This is just like following it in the movie.
Yeah, it's tough
Only
because
in
it's
cartridge
Genesis
form,
games,
with
and I think
actually
half of the
CGI
Genesis games are
animated
broken
scenes
as
and that,
fuck.
and cutscenes and things like that. Fucking just brilliant. You know, you take on vampires, obviously.
Don't let Goon
werewolves
hear
and shit like that, just like
that
in
I
the
said
movie.
that.
Everything you see in the movie has been rendered in this game. Fucking phenomenal. Can't say enough shit. Let me know if you see anything here you guys want
I have like a
to.
nasal
And of
drip problem after
course,
working out, though. It's weird.
no stranger to the Sega Genesis system
The Sega.
were the wrestling games. And the very first wrestling game to ever come out on
Yeah,
a Genesis is this
4
one here.
a.m., man.
And
I was
probably
grinding
the
till
best
4
one
a.m.
to
tonight.
date, though it really
Just
only
so we can play this a
technically
little
had
bit
one game
faster.
mode, but we'll see here as we look at the back. This only
It's not
cost
too
me
bad. We watched Afterlife.
$25 Canadian. WWF
Afterlife was
Royal
pretty
Rumble.
good. We finished it. It was pretty
6
class.
in the ring mayhem. So you
Not
can
gonna
have
lie,
up to
Ricky
6
Gervais knows
wrestlers
how
in the ring
to
at
make
one
a
time,
comedy
right?
show
Each
slash
superstar's trademark moves,
depressive show.
chokeholds, chair slams,
Ugh.
and more. Flying edge.
Yeah, it's like my airways
This
just tighten up
is
because of the
fucking
post-nasal drip
phenomenal.
after cardio.
You can see Lex Luger.
I just start
and,
coughing like a
Macho
fucking maniac.
Man, Elizabeth, Razor
The
Ramon,
way you
and
move me,
just like, okay,
you
let's
make
see
my
some.
baby
There's some in the
go.
back here.
Boing, boing,
The Undertaker,
boing.
Hulk Hogan, Crush, The
Ugh.
Narcissist, Les Luger,
Lex
Shawn
I love Lex
Michaels,
Luger.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Razor Ramon, Macho Man, oh yeah, you know, my personal favorite, The Model, Papa Shango, Bret Hart.
Imagine Ultimate Warrior not
IRS.
being your favorite.
Royal Rumble, 6 in the ring at once, no holds barred, brawl with no ref and no rules, chokeholds, eye gouges, and back-breaking chair slams. More superstars than ever before, each with his own trademark
Make
moves.
my baby move.
Tournament Mania with
Boing,
the
boing,
champion
boing.
belt. So it shows here, like, you know, chair slams. It shows, like, you know, the tombstone pile driver, eye gouges, and all sorts of stuff. There's even tag teams in this. So it looks like it has more than that. Because it says 2 and 3 man tag team action. So it looks like they have more than just one game mode in here. So if you're interested, let me know. And we'll do some of this and we'll play it, you know. And there's no spoilers.
So what are
in
you
that. There
doing
go.
tonight?
Here's, like, you know, some of the moves
Yeah,
here
so
and that. You guys can
I'm
zoom
probably
in,
playing this. And
you
maybe
know, kind of
maybe
thing, so
some
we
Mount
can
and Blade
avoid the
if
glare
I
here
if
and
I
that.
want to.
Just amazing. Fucking amazing shit back then. You know, honestly, why I'm so grateful for it. Now, I didn't know I bought this twice, but I guess I did. We already mentioned this game, so Eternal Champions. Here we go. I must have bought it twice, you know, kind of thing. So there's an extra one there. I already talked about that one, so no need to go over it again. But
Fuck, what is he weak
another
against?
thing that
I
was
thought it
no
was Zandyne,
stranger
bro.
to the Genesis system
Don't tell me I
was
fucked
the
it.
amount of
No, it's
Game
Hamon.
Board games.
It's Hamon.
And
I was
the
about to
best
say, like
Game
the
Board
fuck?
game to ever pick up is Risk.
It's like the
This
fuck?
is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. I did a ton of gameplay
I
on
was
this
fucking
on YouTube.
panicking there.
Unfortunately, that channel's gone. If you guys want more, you can. You had the traditional way to do this, and then you had to do it with the cannons, where you can adjust the cannons and fire and that. So you had the traditional rules as well, and you don't see that anymore. Like, if you go to play the Risk game nowadays, that's out there by Electronic Arts, I think is the one who does it. Well, Ubisoft, one of them does it. It sucks because it's modernized. There is no classic rules, you know, no classic gameplay. This has it, you know, the way it was meant to be played, which I absolutely love about it. The classic military strategy game of World
Or Pillars of
Conquest
Eternity.
now
Is that
a
the
selling
RPG
video
game? Weird silence, but okay. Not you, by the way.
Battle with your friends or artificial intelligence.
Thingy.
Up to 6 different enemies. So you can have like 6 different people play at once, you know, or play with the
The
AI
way you
too as
move me,
well. Fast
You
play.
made my baby go.
You had arcade competition, battlefield sound effects and music. So you could do this like, you know, real time, or you could do it like, you know, with them doing it. You know, you
I'm
could
kind of
play it
excited for
arcade
Total
style,
War
or you could
Warhammer
play it
3.
traditional rules.
I've
You
been
actually got to
craving a Total
adjust
War
the
game
rules and
lately.
everything like that. Just an amazing game. Fucking phenomenal. I can't stress just enough how amazing that game really is, right? Just got to create some room here, guys. I'm running on a tight space here. Okay, so the next one here. Ah, yes, you had to have this. Oh my God, I do have the next Spider-Man game coming up. Oh, that's gonna come up. There's a teaser there for you.
An RPG, but not Pathfinder. Yeah. I think I've heard of it.
This
I can see the
game you had to
crystals
get.
on the
This
cover.
game was seriously my most favorite sports game of all time ever created on the Sega Genesis system. And I haven't seen it done properly since then. As a matter of fact, it's never come out again. And that is Cyberball. The original Cyberball. This was so awesome. This is football with robots. And you had to upgrade
Robots.
your robots and get parts for them.
I love
Give them
robots.
extra armor. Give them extra speed boosts and things like that. You manage your teams all the way to the championship, the playoffs.
Get
If
resisted,
your robot
idiot.
got destroyed, you'd lost everything.
Now we
with
gotta do
that
chakra
robot,
stuff.
all the upgrades and everything like that. And you
Fuck, I
had
should have
to
done Hamon
rebuy
first
them
and
all
then
over again.
a round
And
of
the cool
chakra
thing
drops.
about this is that the ball is on a timer. And the timer is that when you're on your last
We
down,
still do that. It's
if
just
you
now we
don't
need to do
make
it.
to
now.
the goal line and you're by the ball and the ball explodes. So this is like rollerball shit. You know what I mean? The ball explodes. James Caan, rollerball. You remember that old show back in the 60s there, right? The ball would explode and it would blow up all the robots nearby.
Right.
And then you got this cool little UFO that would come along and beam up.
I've
and
been
take
trying
away
to
all the
play out
parts.
Days Gone, but I've
And
been
then you
playing
had
a
to
lot
buy
of
whole new robot all over again. You had to play with
Man and Blade offline. Toxic spray, get out of here. Being toxic. Mods, he's being toxic. Get him out of here. You make my pee go.
out that robot, by the way, in your roster to finish
Yeah.
the game. You had to do it without that robot. So can you imagine
Robot. I
the
love
robots you
robots.
lose, you end up with a skeletal team there?
Alright,
that's
now
just
we
like,
need to
okay, how
do.
the fuck am I gonna get through this game?
Ooh.
One or two
Okay, yeah,
players,
I can do this.
Just amazing.
We are not
this
even
game.
that
This
hurt.
game is like by far
He is a
my
mini
most
boss. He's
favorite
not a
sports game
real
ever done.
boss.
It
But I
is
wanted
so
to
unique
fucking
and so
level up
fantastic,
anyways,
know.
just in case. I'm
There's
always
21
prepared, bro.
different teams to choose
Never ever
from. Holy
half-ass
fuck.
stuff. Ever.
So yeah, this thing is just fucking amazing.
Ah, that does hurt a little bit. Boing, boing, boing.
Well, definitely have to take a look at this one
Okay.
here. What did this
Watch
one
this.
cost me? I think it was like 10 or 20 bucks, not that expensive. Fucking amazing shit, guys. You guys really got to get
Boom.
into these games here. Like,
And then we
let me know if you
do-
want to see gameplay of it, and I'll be glad to do it, and how
Boom.
far you want me to go with them.
Big
so I
shot.
don't spoil it for you.
And then we do.
This is going to be a special
Boom.
shout out to Blackwater because he loves old school
This one?
Spidey games, right?
And
Here
then.
is okay. I told you about the first one. Right?
Meteorama.
Spider-Man versus Kingpin, which was just called Spider-Man. Well, here comes the next one. Maximum Carnage. Spider-Man and Venom teaming up to take on Maximum Carnage. OMG. I'm getting massive wood just thinking about this, right?
You're getting what now?
Here it is. Here it is. Look at it. 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 Oh, you Spider-Man fans? Yeah, this is back with Peter Parker still and all that, right?
Okay.
And then you had Brock, who
We can do
became
this. We
Venom
can
and that
do
kind of
this.
shit. Yeah.
We can
This is
make
the
it if
real
we
man.
try.
This is the real Carnage. This is the
Watch this
real
bitch.
Venom. This is
Watch
the
this bitch.
real
You're going down, bitch.
Spider-Man. And oh my God, it is so true to life. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's so
we got
true to
1,
life.
2, 3,
A
4,
Spider-Man
5,
game that's
6,
not even
7,
true in
8,
life,
9,
real life.
10, 11, 12,
Tobey Maguire's an
13,
actor.
14 different characters in here. So
He was
far
quite
that I
good in
can-
No
that
Way
I
Home,
can
to be
see.
honest.
We got Captain America, Venom,
Boom. Right now.
Morbius, Carnage. Let me see if I can make these out. Quicksilver. Holy shit. Yeah, the pictures
Can't
are
make
kind
it
of
with
small
me.
to make out. There's like a plethora of them in here.
Boing, boing, boing. One heal. Oh my god, his heal does so much fucking MP loss. Ridiculous.
Doesn't tell us all the characters that you get to play as and that you get to face off and that and fight against.
I
and
really
that,
wish Resist would
But
lose
yeah,
a
we got
turn.
them all in here, like fucking Phoenix.
Alright, it's fine, it's
there and
fine.
the whole
We can do
bit.
this.
Like, holy shit.
Easy, mate. Easy.
There's a ton, guys. We're gonna have to go through this one. This is the ultimate Spider-Man game ever made, even to this date, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man.
That's my
game
only
even to this
compliment
date. Now,
for
there's another
SMT5.
thing that EA did
The battles
amazingly well.
are always and
That was
forever
all their sports games.
hard
But one of the
AF.
best sports games I ever played, and this was
Yeah,
only
I've never had a
$15
boss fight
Canadian,
apart from that one
is NHL.
where I
And
was
this
like,
was
"Oh shit,
NHL
I can do this
97.
without prepping."
Okay, just an amazing game with things like skill challenges, signature moves. You think signature moves are new? No. You want to look at what we got here? We got here national teams: U.S., Canada, Europe,
This mushroom
plus
fuck's
the
going down
96
though.
NHL All-Star squads, all-time user records, 4 simultaneous seasons, create, trade, sign, and release players, updated teams, players, and
I wonder
ratings.
what Goon's favorite sports
Um,
game is
Configure penalties,
Genesis. I know he's a
difficulty, and
Genesis
line
lad.
changes. You even had line changes, right? 15 moves from NHL stars, so signature moves, right? Fake the shot, through the legs, and around the defenseman. So the major superstars had their own unique special signature moves, right? You had the skills challenge, you had the all-star competition, you had the all-star game, you had the whole season. Basically, you had everything was packed into this. You could break the glass. You had amazing endings to these games. Like, by the time you got to the end of the season, you know, if you won the cup and that, like, they would have all these different presentations and that, like
I don't really have a
giving
favorite
you
sport
like
game.
red carpet treatment. And
Never
all
really
sorts of
wasn't
shit.
the sport as a
Honestly,
kid.
the hockey games back then, that was real hockey.
I
This
think the
shit
only thing I
nowadays, no.
liked was
You can even
Fight
create
Night or
yourself,
something like
create
that. I
players,
just remember
trade,
going to the
and
dojo and shit. Going to different
put them into
dojos
free
around the
pool,
world
and
and
people could take them. The computer could take them.
doing my
You could do
doing my
trades
character
against
up
the
and
computer.
that.
Oh my god, it's just insane at the amount of customization that went on in those games.
Oh, he has a lot of
Now, the
health.
next one here.
Don't think we're gonna kill him
This
with this one.
is one of my all-time favorite games.
I don't think we're
I've
gonna
never
kill him with
seen
this
anything
one.
like it. This
We're gonna be close.
started the whole Dark Souls bullshit. If you think Dark Souls is original, bullshit. This is where Dark Souls came from. Right here. Get ready for this one.
Don't say
Oh, I
it.
never heard of it before.
Don't say it.
The Immortal. This is fucking amazing. Now, this one cost me $60, and it's definitely worth.
Do you know where Dark
every
Souls actually
penny.
came from?
$60 for the Immortal.
Came from a book
and
called Fighting
the
Fantasy.
saying was, it's not when, but how you're going to die. You are guaranteed to die in this game. Okay, so let's look at some of the things here. What it says: a gut-wrenching nightmare come true. Meet the Maker. Terror reigns in his dungeon lair, hurling towards
I'm
your dim.
being very
You
risky
grasp
right now,
one
but
last
I don't care
chance
anymore.
To live, survive, and win.
There we go.
Immortal fame.
Noted.
8 lethal.
Yeah, I got one of the
levels,
books here.
50 chambers filled with danger and deception. Full
Like, if you
screen,
really want to know the
real-time
origin of
combat
Dark Souls,
against creation's most
it's
evil
called
creatures.
Sorcery.
Over 30
The Shamutanti
cunning,
Hills.
fully animated deaths
It's a
await
fighting
you.
fantasy book,
Digitized
and the creator of Dark Souls, I can't remember his name, not Nahimura or something like that. He said, as a kid, Miyazaki's a plagiarist. Then, yeah, well, it's not really plagiarist because it's a very different thing. Like, it's a choose your own adventure book, right? It's a choose your own adventure book. You got your stats in the back, and you can be like, oh, go to page 37, right? But the thing is, he got a lot of inspiration from this as a kid. He had this book as a kid, and he basically said, I did not understand English, but the pictures were amazing, and he said the pictures really made me create my own world. So he got inspiration from this. It's not that he got the story from this, because the story is not in here. There's no fucking circle of life or a circle of fire and this and this and that. It's just legit a fucking basic ass 80s book with orcs and dragons and fucking weird bearded dudes and shit. But yeah, that's where he got most of the inspiration from. And then obviously Kingsfield, the game he made before Dark Souls, is also a little bit of a thing. So he just likes fantasy, and he made his own fantasy thing.
soundtrack. I mean, this doesn't justify this enough. I have a T-shirt
We killed him.
actually called
GG.
The Immortal, and it has bash, skewers, squid bait, and all that.
But
kind of
Miyazaki
shit on
is
there,
okay.
slimed, right? No,
I don't like hating on Miyazaki, But looking at Elden Ring, the story looks fucking identical to fucking uh the fucking Dark Souls. Not that I mind. It's just George R. R. Martin is supposedly the world builder and shit. Like, why can't he not help with the story,
A
bro?
bit. And it's amazing all the different ways that you can die in this game. You will die a
You will
lot,
die.
right? And the thing here is that it would give you passwords to move on to the next level when you solved it. But there would be a kill switch built into this, which is when you get to like you go through level 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to the last level, you actually had to do it in one playthrough. And if you didn't finish it, you had to go all the way back to the beginning. And the thing is that the other levels, in
Can't
order to
believe I
get the
beat this dude
password, would allow
within
you a
35
couple
minutes of my
attempts at
fucking
them.
stream.
But the last level, one only
It
attempt.
was only a
That's
fucking
it. So
mini boss.
it starts off with the first level,
It's fine.
which is pretty easy and gets you into
I
it.
guarantee
Right?
there's a
You
big
go
boss
around
coming up.
collecting items and trying to figure out how to use them and and what goes where and that sort of thing. There's a lot of puzzle solving in this. There's combat even against invisible creatures where you got to figure out which way to dodge and when to strike and that. You have a
Yeah,
stamina
I
bar,
don't know what
you come
game
across
made
unique items like
Miyazaki make
spells and
Dark
rocks and
Souls, to
shit
be
like
honest.
that turn into
I know
ruby
about the
gems. They'll
book,
give
but
you
that
that
was
little hint.
legit
I'm not going to tell
childhood
you how to
books.
do
Like, it's
that,
not
though.
like I'm
So you have
saying,
to be smart
oh, he
about
made
your
Dark
puzzle
Souls from
solving
that
in
book.
this.
No, when he
This
was a
is
child,
fucking
he got
brilliant. This is just
interested in
great.
fantasy
Like
because
I'll
of
show
that
you the
book.
back
It's
here.
not.
It
It's
shows
nothing to
you
do
like
with
different animations of creatures being killed and you
Dark
being
Souls.
eaten
There's
by
no
a
fucking
worm and that,
dragons
whole
or
bit.
undead
I mean,
and
I
shit. You know.
absolutely love this game.
Well, there are
This game
dragons
is
and undead, but it's
phenomenal.
nothing big.
Probably the best thing EA ever did back in the day
I don't know.
was this right here, the Immortal. It's not how, but when you're going to die. You are going to die. Good luck trying to get through this. I don't know if anyone has beaten it yet. Now, one more game here. NBA Jam TE Tournament Edition. You had to pick up NBA Jam games, right? And this is by far the most current one and probably the best
Yeah,
one.
Wings
of
is
the
kind of
whole
boring
thing with
lately,
the
isn't he?
Bulls and all that. This is like, right from the arcades.
He's being mean
Ripped
to
right
Kelly,
from the
though. I've
arcades
seen
and
that.
just amazing.
Can you
Like,
please not be
he's
here
on
right now?
fire,
That kind
he
of
shoots.
stuff.
Oh yeah, unbelievable! I can't believe it. It's just amazing, over the top action, which is just fucking amazing. Like you have Charles Barkley and all sorts of characters in here, just insane. This is seriously, it's a lot of fun. He's on fire. Don't ever forget that. That's just amazing stuff, right? Now I also got the HDMI cable there too, if I want to hook it up to my TV, but I'm still using the old, connector there in the back kind of thing, right? Now, here's a classic getting into my sleeved games now. Sword
I
of
wonder how
Sedan.
bad
This
Genesis
is
game
by
look
far,
on
I
his
have to show it
new
to you this
fucking
way so you know I
TV.
got
It probably looks
This
horrible.
is by far one of my
That's
most
why I prefer
favorite
emulation.
games.
At least
Now,
it looks
sorry, the
semi-decent
box
on
is
a
a
fucking
cardboard
TV,
box.
you know?
It's old. I got to put away there.
An
Kind of thing.
actual
That's why I
CRT
put this
or
into
an
a
actual
sleeve.
fucking
This game
console
is
that's
fucking amazing.
older than
You come
PlayStation
across,
3, Xbox 360.
no matter what skill level
I
you
think that's
put this
gonna
thing
look a
on, it's
bit bad.
brutally hard. No matter how many lives you give yourself when you first start the game, it's brutally hard. You have potions, and how you mix them up determines what it does. Is it a zapper? Is it poison? Does it give you a flaming sword?
Yeah, Skillister doesn't
Does
really
it kill
like her.
everything
Yeah.
on the screen? Does it give you
Like,
extra
can you
health
really
or
not
extra
be here
hit
right
points
now?
or
Please don't be here.
extra
The trolls are in
damage
full
or
force.
extra
It's like, bro, what
armor?
the
And you
fuck?
get the idea. And the only
He's
way
trying
to
to
do this
help
is you
you.
have to
He's
monkey
trying to
around
cheer
with all
you
the
up,
different
bro.
potions and figure it out for yourself,
He's trying to, like,
And
you know,
it had really cool levels,
help
like
you out.
with drawbridges where you had to go across the bridge. The graphics were just fucking amazing. They were mind blowing. Where you'd have like spears going up and down and that. And you have guardsmen that would poke you, and you have these flying creatures that the only way to get them would be up in the air. And then you had giants, actual real big, huge, massive giants. The only way to hit them is like somewhere in the gut. And then when they bow down, then you got to chop their head off. And if you chop their head off, they would gurgle
Yeah,
on their own blood, and their
I
head
played
would
that
roll
game.
out and spew out tons of blood.
I played that game. It's
Mortal
shite.
Kombat was
It's
the
actually
bloodiest game ever
the
made?
worst Genesis game I
This
played.
came out before Mortal Kombat, and this is the most bloodiest game ever made. Fucking amazing shit. Fantastic. You gotta pick up
Then tell me
Sword of
my
Sedan.
son Gus to win and
All
appear
right.
somewhere else in Thailand. It took a lot of effort to get back where I
Here
was
we
before.
go.
You should find your
NBA
which way.
Jam
Take care not to lose
Tournament
track of your
Edition.
position.
Okay, we already talked about it, but there we go. There's a cartridge of it. I guess I bought 2 copies of that one too. So there you go. There's that one there. We already talked about it. I won't do repeats here. This one. Okay, coming back to fighting games again. Remember, I told you I got all the MK games except for MK1. Well, this one, my friends, is Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. All the characters, all the stages, all the alities, everything is
Can you see it?
packed
We're
into
actually
this
getting to
small
a dungeon
cartridge.
that
It
involves
is the best
puzzles.
Mortal Kombat game
It's
ever made
about
to this
fucking
date.
time, bro.
And I still cringe over playing this. Like, oh my god, there's so many hidden characters to play as,
Woo!
so many hidden stages, so many awesome shit. Like, this is back when these companies actually give
How's
a shit.
the brightness for you,
Again,
by the way? I know brightness is
Williams,
a bit different
Midway,
for the
you know,
viewer
was
and
the ones that did it. See, Midway before they
the
became
streamer.
NetherRealms, right? NetherRealms really fucked things up. I love these games because you actually had a reason for, playing the story in that, is all the different characters in
It's
that.
good?
And
Alright,
you
cool.
got more and more characters all the time, and all the
Yeah, I know some
bosses are
games
in
can be
here,
very
all
dark
of the
on stream.
sub-bosses are in here, like
I just want to make
Montaro,
sure you guys...
Kintaro,
Like, I can't see a lot
Goro,
either. Like,
Shiva,
I can see this sort of stuff, but yeah.
Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung,
Shang
shit.
Tsung.
All of them are in there. Everybody's in there. That's why it's called Ultimate MK3.
Who's down there? Ouroboros? Things? Not New Ace.
And
We
I
don't
guess
need
I
New
got
Ace.
two of these. This is Cyberball. We already talked about it. So there it is, right? The cartridge of it.
How has he
So
bought
leave that
two of
there.
the same games?
Oh yeah.
Is he that
And,
forgetful?
man, did they love their sports titles back then, right? Well, here's another sports title for you to get right here. I bought a big case for this. Like, I could put a couple of cartridges in here. Hardball 3.
Have you been here?
Hardball 3.
I don't know if you've
This
been here.
is fucking
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
amazing. And the graphics to this are
As long
just
as we don't,
insane. Probably one of the best baseball games I ever played, better than RBI. If you remember the RBI series back then and that, this was amazing. Who did this?
Yeah,
Accolade, I
RBI
think?
is
Yeah,
really good.
Accolade.
It,
Amazing
oh,
game
mate,
here.
it was
The
so good.
best looking and
Love
the best playing
RBI.
baseball game I've ever played. Better
Definitely
than
better
Tony La Russa
than
and all those other ones that came out.
MLB.
It's just phenomenal.
100%.
So,
I'm joking. It's fucking shite.
talking about some other games here now. Back into the fighting games
Woo.
again. Fatal Fury, the original one.
Yeah,
the
Fatal
first
Fury's
one.
alright.
This one only cost me $40.
Hey, come
Fatal
on.
Fury. Okay? An amazing game, beat 'em up game that's along the lines of Streets of Rage and that. This actually started off on the SNK Neo
I thought
Geo,
Fatal Fury was
and it wasn't doing so
KOF
good
thing.
because it was too fucking expensive that eventually they did ports of it over onto the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Amazing game with Terry, Andy,
Yeah, it is.
Bogart there and all that.
Thought so.
Like, there were all those main guys are in here. You got Geese Howard and all that kind of stuff. Amazing, cool level designs, different levels in that. The true art of fighting in that right here, Fatal Fury. And this is the very, very first one that came out, right? Now, remember we did RoboCop versus Terminator.
Okay. I'm pretty sure if Fatal Fury came out, right? The first thing it came out on was the Neo Geo, not the fucking Genesis.
Well, if you're going to talk about Terminator,
You know, it's an
there was one
SNK
game back in the
fucking
day you had
game.
to get. And
Neo
this
Geo?
one took advantage of the Menacer. This is why you bought the Menacer for the Sega Genesis, was for this game. Not Toe Jam and Earl. No. Not
Toe
that
Jam.
menacing shooter. No.
Fuck
This one
Toe
only
Jam, bro.
cost me $20. And this is by far the best Terminator game ever to come out, period. And that is T2, the arcade game. This is where you got to shoot at all the robots and you got to hit your little supply
Big ass
crates
robots.
and that. You got to take out the HK-47s. And
The
they're all
HK?
coming
I love the
at you
HK-47.
like this, like, three-dimensionally. And you got your individual soldiers down here trying to protect you and that. They're hurling grenades at you, shooting at you. They are proactive, killing you. This is the best Terminator game ever made. Even over the ones that are out now. They suck. They don't even hunt you down. This one, they're out to kill you, man. And they will fucking kill you. I mean, it's amazing. It is literally like playing all the Terminator movies and enjoying them back when they were the best shit ever. Honestly, the best Terminator game ever made right there. With RoboCop versus Terminator right up there too.
What does it say?
Because,
Light
man,
chart
playing
full?
RoboCop
Okay.
versus the Terminator, fuck, that is hard. Anyway, Moving on here, we have another fighting game that was fun as hell back in the day, which involved
Fuck.
April O'Neil as a fighter, and is actually better than the new one that's coming out here soon for the Switch and for other ones. And that is
Look at this dude
Tournament
shitting on
Fighters. TMNT Tournament Fighters.
You know why he's
You
shitting
play
on the
as
new
everyone,
TMNT
including
Fight 'em Up?
Casey,
Because you can use April
Jones,
O'Neil.
and
And she's like a bit
Splinter and all
thick.
that. You go up
Yeah,
against the
she
real
got some legs on her,
Rocksteady
you know?
and all the bosses,
That's why he's
including
hating on it.
Shredder and everything like that, and Craig sorry, Crane and oh man, so many nasties.
By the
in
way,
there.
Turner
All the
opened up
characters are
140
in this,
plus
right?
packs, right?
And you have a plethora
And didn't
of
get
roster
one
of
fucking
fighters to
team of the
play
year.
as, and a ton of different really cool
Feels
stages
bad,
to
man.
play on, and that fucking hard as nails to get through.
I'm probably done
Really
with
an
FIFA.
awesome game to play.
Uh,
And if you're gonna talk about fighting games,
like,
there's
I still
another
play
fighting
it.
game that you have to pick up, and
I
picked this
just
up
don't
for
want to
20
play it a
bucks.
lot. I play
This
it like one match a
was
day,
right
maybe.
up there with Mortal Kombat back in the day when
Because
this
that
came
game is
out.
just
This
rigged, man.
rivaled Mortal
Rigged.
Kombat back in the day when it came out, and it's none other than it involves Blizzard, Diablo. Do you know what I'm talking about? None other than
Nah, he saved up
Primal
money.
Rage.
He saved up packs, sorry. He saved up packs till October.
Dinosaurs at their best, man. This was fucking the
He had like
shit in
140
arcades
packs
and
saved
only
up from
$20 I bought this one.
SBCs,
See,
Dev
you don't have to
Rivals,
break your wallet,
challenges, yada yada
to
yada.
buy retro games. You can still get them. You can still get them now at a decent price. Just shop around, guys. Take a look around, okay? So $20 I got this for, right? And yeah, just an amazing game. Fucking phenomenal. Now, a special shout out for Street Fighter
Yeah, nah, we
2
don't spend real
Champion
money.
Edition.
I think he
I
does
have it.
sometimes
I
spend
just
30
forgot
quid
to
on it, though.
unbox it,
But I don't
along
want to
with
do that.
another
Fuck
game
that,
in
man.
there that I forgot to unbox, which is sitting in one of my Amazon
Fuck
boxes
giving those
there.
people
I gotta
money.
go through and do that because I recently bought them. So yeah,
Ugh.
so I'm still buying my Sega Genesis games. So I do have Street Fighter 2,
Whoa.
which I can't show you right now because it's boxed. And I
Boxed.
do have another game there too as well. Primal Rage, fucking amazing. Let me know if you guys want to see gameplay of that. And I do have Street Fighter 2 Champion
good.
Edition in that too, the original one. Okay. And now going back to the Batman games, Batman Forever, Batman Returns, right? Well, not Batman Returns. That's what this one is Batman Returns. I just spoiled it. Anyway, we mentioned 2 Batman games already. Here's a third Batman game, and that's is Batman Returns.
Oh, is it
Michelle
Batman Returns? I
Pfeiffer,
didn't know.
The Penguin, Catwoman,
Okay.
the Joker, all that shit.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Right here. Right here. $10 Canadian. $10 Canadian.
Probably a shit
So,
game then.
Yeah, that is a must get right there. Though the best version was on the Super Nintendo because you can throw the enemy
It's
into
kinky.
the foreground and
It's
into
Fuji kinky.
and you know the background
Hello.
in the foreground and shit like that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my whole
Oh.
Sega Genesis cartridge collection. So if you want to see any gameplay of them, let me know and I'll be happy to post them. I do have Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, so that I do have. So let me know if you want to see that too as well. I think I have Abrams Battle.
We love
is the other
Kinky.
one there that's in the box still. I have to take out of the box. Okay, so that's everything there.
No
There's
Memons in
all
this
my games
area, so I
up
think
to
there's
date.
another area after this.
Currently, as of
What I think is gonna
January,
happen is we're gonna fight
18th,
something, and then
2022.
we can choose
I
a
also
path,
have
you know,
Street
like, oh,
Fighter
kill
2
everyone or
Champion
kill only
Edition,
the
just to let you
devil,
know.
you know, that kind of stuff.
And
I think that's
also
what's gonna
have,
happen.
that other one
Like,
that I think
we're
was
on this
Abrams
path
Battle
right now,
Champion
and then the
Edition.
real enemy
So anyway,
appears, and it's like, oh
those are
shit,
all the games.
you gotta fight
Let me
both
know which ones
God
you
and
want to see
devil,
gameplay
like
of,
every other fucking
and let me
SMT
know
game.
how much of gameplay you want to see. Like all of it, all the way to the end. Do you want spoilers? Not want spoilers? Let me know. There's everything there. We got Spider-Man. We got 2 or 3 of those. We got, RoboCop and Terminator and a few of those. And we got, just a ridiculous amount of just amazing titles.
I'm actually
that
trying to
back then.
fucking
So
do
there you
web
go,
app
ladies and
stuff,
gentlemen.
with the
There's my
bot.
Sega Genesis collection.
But I think with Team of the Year, it's
the
very
hard
slow.
copy.
Like, no one needs
And then
silvers
we
at the
can
moment,
cover,
so I
like,
can't
the
buy
Sonic
silvers.
Ultimate Collection
Why did my
and
shit change?
the Sega Ultimate Collection, and we can cover the Castlevania Collection.
Did my fucking
and
thing
we can
die?
cover the Contra Collection.
The fuck?
And we can
No,
cover
it didn't
the Street
die.
Fighter Collection,
Huh,
'cause
that's
I have
weird.
those
Let me
on the
check on my
PS4 and
EA
the
web app.
Xbox.
Yeah, nah,
Okay,
it's
if you
not. It's
want
not
those, let
finding
me know.
anything. All
There's
right,
those Sunset Riders
stop
and
it.
things like that too
Restart
that you
it
can play.
on
Because there's
silvers, and
still
then
the games back in the day,
yep,
but here's the ones in
90.
cartridge form on a real Genesis on my TV. So don't complain about the graphics quality because
Actually, let
it
me have a look.
hasn't been
I'll do this
rendered
with
at
you
all. This
actually,
is what they
so you
really
can
look like.
actually sure
I
you're
gotta tell you,
included.
RoboCop versus Terminator
Let's
is
have a look.
insanely, deliciously good looking. So that's everything. I don't want to take up too much of your time. That is my physical collection of my Sega
I want to
Genesis
see
games.
how much they're
Let me
going
know if you're
for.
interested in seeing any of them.
Last time they
And the
were going
ones
for
that stand
2100.
out for you, let me know in the
No
comment
results.
section down
Okay.
below. And let me know how far you want me to play them. Like all the way or just
2200.
part way or just,
Okay.
let me know, okay? If you want spoilers and that too,
2400
okay?
then.
Thanks a
Nope.
lot for watching.
I
Have
think
an
they
awesome
gone
one.
up in
I'll
price,
see
and
you
that's why
guys
I'm
in the
not
next
getting
video.
any.
Bye for now.
They might have gone up in price. That's why I'm not getting any.
Okay, I just did this video.
Hang on, that's probably why I'm not earning anything, bro. If they're going up in price. 3100? Oh, okay. Let's have a look. 3500? Oh my god. Bro, are they 4K? There's no way silvers are 4K. No fucking way, bro. No fucking way silvers. Silvers are 4 fucking K. The fuck? The fuck? Okay. Well, I know what to do then. That's why I'm not getting any. I'm still on 2100 from last week. All right, let's do 3800, not 3900. 3900 and that one, and then buy 10 of them for now. It's a test run, so 10 of them for now, buy them for 90% sale price. Let's go. Have a look. Man, they're 3900. Holy fuck. Why they went up in price like that? Legitimately, they're fucking 2000 to like 1800 usually. No wonder I wasn't getting anything. I'm probably not getting anything either because it's 3900. Well, it takes a while. Look, see? Boom. Boom. Okay, now we're getting there. Okay, cool. Cool.
Here and now I decided I'm going to
What is this called? I love Nintendo. Why I love Nintendo.
talk about Nintendo. The reasons why I love Nintendo, where they went right and wrong and things like that. I did a thing like this on Sega. I thought, let's do one on
Sega.
Nintendo. Why I love Nintendo. So here's the thing. Nintendo, when it first came out, they came out with the NES. And with the NES, they came out with some interesting concepts. You remember the robot? It was very, very slow moving. But it was unique, as in when you played the Mario games, it would pick up the pipe, move it over, and then set it down. It was extremely slow and extremely frustrating because when you were playing games like Mario and you had to get from one side to the other, it would take a while for that piece to move. And if you had water moving up, for example, your character would drown and die. And so that's something I didn't like. But I thought the innovation behind
You didn't
the
like that
robot
Mario
there
had
moving, the object and interacting
drownings?
with it on the screen in real time
Huh?
just blew my fucking mind. I thought that was amazing. They also, just like Sega,
Wait, am
came
I
out with
full?
their own version of a light gun. And they had a light gun too where you can shoot at
I am
characters
full.
on the
Fuck.
screen, which was amazing too as well. And that's with the NES. They also
The
had some
succubus can
interesting,
go
like,
actually.
they did a lot of different changes through the hardware. You had the NES, you had the SNES, you had the N64, which was my ultimate favorite system actually when it comes to Nintendo is the N64. We'll talk about that. And you had the Wii, but then they lost their way with the GameCube
The Wii?
and then
Oi,
the
oi!
Switch and things.
No diss in the GameCube. The GameCube was the best fucking console ever. Fuck the Wii. The Wii is something for little adults to go, oh look, I'm fucking exploring. Ooh, I'm swinging my sword with the Wii. No one cares about the fucking Wii. All right? GameCube was where that. Wii U was better than the fucking Wii. Get the fuck out of here,
Like that,
you
and
Wii
things got
bitch.
really funny with them.
Fuck the
Especially
Wii.
with the GameCube and with the Wii U. That was like really, really dumb too. So hardware wise, they've had their moments, but they stayed alive. Unlike Sega.
Not
Sega,
salty about it though.
lost their way with the Dreamcast and the Saturn. Boom, they were done. Right? They became a software company. So when we look at Nintendo, they had some interesting consoles. Right? They went from the NES to the Super NES which had the best graphics between the Genesis and the SNES. The SNES had the best graphics.
Hang on, I
And
gotta do
also
something.
had 3D. If you were to
Ugh.
play Batman Returns on the SNES versus Batman Returns on the Genesis, the cool thing about the SNES version is that you could literally throw characters at the screen. You couldn't do that on the Genesis. They did this with the Turtles games. They did this with the and this is during the SNES era. They did this with the Turtle games, and they did it with the Batman games. So there were some games there where they actually showed through true 3D, where you can throw characters into the background, but also into the foreground too. So you can have characters being whipped at you at the screen or being hucked into the walls behind them. And so they had that going on, which was amazing. That happened by the SNES. By the N64 with the expansion pack, you had some amazing shit going on there. I mean, you had to buy all the rare games. Like, that's just the bottom line. We'll talk about that here in a second. Then the
Just
Wii
talking to
came
someone
out,
on eBay.
and with the Wii, you had
He's
motion control.
I need his
which
email
was
address
just
to send this fucking
amazing.
package.
Something that Sega never did do. Was getting into motion controls. Then they came out with the Wii U, which sunk, and then they came out with the GameCube, which sunk, and then the Switch. I'm going to say mixed reviews because I have mixed feelings about the Switch, and I'm going to keep that.
Shut your
That's
face.
how I feel about it.
Excuse me.
But realistically, I mean,
definitely not
they've had
drinking
success
fizzy.
after success with two
I'm drinking
big,
healthy fizzy,
massive
at least.
hardware failures being the Wii
I'm
U
bad fizzy.
and the GameCube, and I think we can agree on that. Who likes the idea of swapping out a bunch of mini discs to play a fucking game like Resident Evil? Are you kidding me? I gotta swap out 4 game discs or 6 game discs to play one fucking game? No, I'm gonna put
Shut
my
the fuck
game
up,
in and
ho.
play it, and that's it.
That's one
And the
game.
problem with, like,
Most of the
the
games ran on
GameCube
one
was
disc. Get the
swapping
fuck out of
everything.
here, you little
And Wii U,
bitch.
it was like a tablet, and that's why that thing failed.
Fucking
the Switch, that's up to
slander.
you to decide. But for me,
Fucking
I have mixed
slander,
feelings
bro.
about it. I'm just neutral about it. I love it and hate it for different reasons, But the ultimate was the N64. So, and that's because of the RAM expansion pack. I mean, here for the first time, we saw Resident Evil 2 on the N64 have a randomizer, which it never had. I mean, the PlayStation, which is a CD console, couldn't do what the N64 did on a cartridge that was 64 bits. And that was create sweat on the characters as well as create a randomizer where you never knew what you were going to get in the containers and in the trash cans and everything else. You could get something, you could get nothing. That made Resident Evil a whole new, different experience on the N64. And I'll get to why I love the N64 the most out of all the Nintendo consoles.
You know what else
So
can
let's talk
randomize
about
items?
the NES.
The PC.
Let's get into the hardware and software. So the hardware, they had the robot, which I already mentioned, and they had a light gun. But the software was interesting. We had Zelda. We had Mario. We had Metroid. We had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. We had Contra. So we had arcade ports. We had Blades of Steel. We had interesting sports games, We had
Man, where the fuck
IP
do I go?
exclusives to Nintendo, right? Like Mario and Zelda, which were their system sellers. And Samus. We had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Never had
You already
that
said
on,
that.
the Master System.
I already said
know,
that.
And so we had some unique games here that were just awesome. I loved the Zelda series. I fucking loved it. I
What do you got
loved
there?
wandering around. That's an RPG game. I love wandering around and
there.
exploring it and, going up the different creatures there and trying to fight them. And you had these blobs that would bounce around, and you would have to go into caves and that and find your way around it. It was just awesome to explore. There was no hand holding. You didn't know where to go in Zelda.
Hello,
you didn't know
Lodrag.
what the hell to do.
I'm
You had to
doing
pay
good,
attention
dude.
just
How are
like
you?
You had to deal with Phantasy Star and the Master System. So again, going back to the
Thank you
80s,
for
right?
visiting me, my
We
friend.
have a console here. We had to think with the software. We had amazing arcade ports like Blades of Steel, Contra. Just to name a couple, right? We had unique exclusives like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on top of the ones that you expect to have, like
Bro,
Mario
you said Mike
Brothers
Tyson
and,
Punch Out like 4
Zelda,
times.
which were system sellers.
And
And I
Zelda.
bought them for those reasons, but I love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out too.
Fuck Mike Tyson Punch Out.
We had Dragon Quest appear on here as well.
Yeah, nah,
So,
that was the SNES. Oh yeah, well
as
he's
we
talking.
go
Yeah, okay.
from the
He's not,
NES
he's,
to the
I thought he was
SNES,
still
what
talking
made the
about
SNES
fucking
awesome. Fuck, we got all the Indiana
N64.
Jones games. We got all the Star Wars games. Remember Super Star Wars?
Nope.
Remember Indiana Jones?
Actually, I
All
do
of them?
remember, but I want to
All
misremember
the
that
Star
because
Wars
fuck
games?
Star
Return
Wars,
of the
Super Star
Jedi?
Wars.
All that shit
Why does Darth
was
Vader turn into a
on
crab,
the
bro?
Super Nintendo.
Why does he turn into a
We
crab?
had amazing graphics. We had an amazing controller that was easy to play with, right? Now there was no add-ons. There was no that I'm aware of, no light gun or anything like that. But what they had here was an amazing console with
It's
amazing
so
games.
dark in here,
However,
bro.
Nintendo was family friendly back then. So when you got ports of Mortal Kombat, the graphics were better than the Genesis, but they were watered down because they would do the toe jam attack as it's known when it comes to Johnny Cage. So they wouldn't show the graphical violence that was in Mortal Kombat. But that didn't matter when it came to Street Fighter, because Street Fighter wasn't that gory. You know, you would have your character scratched up a bit. Nintendo was okay with that. So when it came to the Street Fighter games, the Genesis versus the Super Nintendo, the Super Nintendo won with the graphics. Also, when it came to, and this shows you I really know my shit, Sunset Riders. Sunset Riders came out on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. Genesis got the 3 levels, whereas Sunset Riders on Super Nintendo got them all from the arcade. All the levels. Whereas the Genesis only got 3. Don't believe me? Do your fact finding. I played them. I owned them all. I remember all this shit, okay? So the Super Nintendo had some amazing
Essence
exclusives.
full?
We see
Alright,
the Zelda
cool.
series continuing. We see the Mario series continuing. And they just keep
Look
getting
at me.
better and
I'm
better
going
and
fucking
better.
ham on this game.
We see Mario shrinking and growing and turning
Fuck.
into, where you can throw
My throat's still
fireballs
fucked.
and all sorts of really cool shit. We see Zelda grow, and that is a female character. We see Metroid get better. We see exclusives like Super Star Wars and Super Empire Strikes Back and Super Return of the Jedi. We see exclusives like the Indiana Jones games, like Temple of Doom and
Those were pretty good,
Indiana
though.
Jones
I ain't gonna
and
lie to them.
Raiders of the Lost
I,
Ark
I
and
ain't
all
I
that
ain't
kind
gonna
of stuff.
front.
All of them.
Those games were good. I
We
played
see
those on
come
PC
over
though.
onto the Super Nintendo.
They were fucking
Only.
lit.
Not on the Genesis. If you wanted the Star Wars games and you wanted the Indiana Jones games, you had to get a Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
This
because
is why I
ours
own
knows
both,
where it's at.
the Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Aren't you a rich kid?
Then along comes, I'm only mentioning a few games here so you get an idea here, right? And then along comes the N64. This was my ultimate gaming console. And I'm going to mention one reason why. Rare. That's all I have to say is rare. All I have to say is rare, and everybody will get a hard on. Everybody will wet their panties. Everybody will have massive orgasms over that because they know exactly what I'm saying. Now, in case you don't know, Rare made everything. That
One
was
sec.
fucking awesome and phenomenal.
Sorry, boys. I'm doing an eBay thing. It has
Every fucking
priority.
game that they made you had to get. Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, the Banjo series. What am I missing here now? Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Jet Force Gemini. Oh man, it just goes on and on. Basically, you had to have every fucking game that came out by Rare on the N64. This is the time we saw the first time ever true 3D happening in video games. It happened in Mortal Kombat. And it happened in NHL Breakaway 97. Or 98. 97 or 98 there, right?
Sick.
Where you had on the ice. We had your hockey players on the ice. And you actually had to go and skate up and body check people and shoot the puck and hopefully score. And in Mortal Kombat, you had it layered, where you had to be on the same play as the character. And you had true momentum all the way around the character. I forget the name of the Mortal Kombat game that was. What was it? Armageddon or something else, Conquest, whatever. The point is that you had these amazing 3D games for the first time. True, real 3D. Not map 3D games like you had on the NES and the Super NES, and like you had on the Master System and the Sega Genesis.
Alright, one sec. Let me pay this.
3D graphics for the
25
first time
quid
ever.
to fucking send
It's
to
never been
America.
done
That is
before.
not a lot. That is not a lot.
Star Fox. Right?
25 quid.
So we see
I mean,
amazing.
it is
games
quite a
come out on
lot
the
if you think about
N64.
it, because
I mean, fuck, we see
the
mature
package is
games.
like
We see the
0.9
best
kilos,
Resident
and if you
Evil
go
game
over
ever
2
made to
kilos,
date
it's like
in
40 bucks.
2022 was on the N64.
Fucking
And that was
expensive.
Resident Evil 2. Okay? On the N64. With the RAM expansion pack, that was the best game ever because it had a randomizer and you can actually see the beads of sweat pouring off the characters' faces. Don't believe me? Go out and check out a magazine called Q64. They did a review on it and
One
they
sec.
talk about it. And that is the things that they brought up in that magazine when they did their review and gave it a 10 plus.
Oh, don't fucking make that.
It was the best Resident Evil to date, including better than the one on the PlayStation, which was CD. And this is, 64-bit technology on a cartridge. A cartridge did better than a CD game. Came out with a randomizer. Made the game better. Improved the graphics.
Why does he have so much saliva in his
And you
fucking
couldn't
mouth,
tell the
bro?
difference between the characters and the cutscenes. It made the game far more enjoyable, far more, experience. And they also came out with a really cool Star Wars game, Squadrons, where you
Okay.
got to play as
Sorry,
all the
that's
different
enough
spaceships. You
confusion
had to
for
do
today.
bombing runs with 3D graphics, all sorts of cool shit in a Y-wing, which was awesome. You had the bomb factories and all sorts of crap. You had fights over volcanic lands and in space and all sorts of stuff. It was an awesome game.
So what are you doing right now,
all the
Low
Star
Drag?
Wars games that
Are
were
you
really awesome actually were on the
are you enjoying
Nintendo
life?
consoles.
Are you,
Super Nintendo
I
had all
don't
the
know, handling
original ones.
defeat?
And then they improved on it on the N64 with Squadrons and other games. Matter of fact, we didn't see it on Sega until the 32X with their version of Star Wars.
Woo!
And we only got one game. Whereas, by this time, what is it? Nintendo had 4 or more games already. And we never got any of the Indiana Jones games, but the Super Nintendo did, all of them. So the N64 was the best, in my opinion, because it had amazing graphics. That RAM expansion pack really made a difference. And the controller, surprisingly, weird shaped as it was, like a fucking Batwing or something. It looked like the Batman symbol. Worked. GoldenEye. Amazing. Best Bond game I ever played. Still is, to this date, the best Bond game.
Nah,
Perfect
Night Eye.
Dark.
Night Eye is
Fucking
better.
amazing.
Sorry to
Hilarious. Awesome
parade on your
storyline.
fucking
Fantastic
nostalgia, but
characters,
Night Eye is 10
Another
times
strong
better.
female character.
You know where
Jolie
Night Eye's
Dark
on?
from Perfect
Fucking
Dark. I forgot to mention
GameCube.
her. And Tomb Raider when I did my last video about women in video games, right?
Love women in
And
video games.
so, Jet Force Gemini was
Gemini.
amazing. I mean, this is Starship Troopers on crack. Remember that movie, Starship Troopers? Everyone lost their shit about? And now we got to play it on the N64. Jet Force Gemini. Fucking amazing. Great game. What else can I say about the N64 here? The Zelda series got better. Oh yeah, my favorite Zelda game, Ocarina of Time.
Big ups.
Still is my most favorite Zelda game, is Ocarina of Time. So we've seen a lot of really interesting games here, and the franchises kept getting better and better, the software kept getting better and better, and the hardware kept improving.
South Park?
64-bit blast processing, holy fuck. RAM expansion pack, and my God, you were in heaven with that thing. You looked at the controller and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with this? But then when you played it, it wasn't that difficult. That's my ultimate system right there for Nintendo, is the N64. Now let's go beyond that. The Wii, I would say, it would be my second favorite system there. And then the Super Nintendo and then the NES, right? But the Wii was interesting because here we had motion controls, true motion controls,
Bro, where the
and it
fuck
wasn't
am
just
I doing?
hokey workout games. You actually had games like Red Steel. And you had that one where it made you look like you were jerking off, to build up your power. You had Mortal Kombat on there. You had to do certain movements to do things. Zelda was on there. They had a really cool Zelda game, as a matter of fact. I loved it. Trying to remember what the fuck it was called now. And you had to flap your arms like crazy in order to fly up into the caverns and that in these mountains. and you had to flap your arms like 1,000 times just to get anywhere in that game. It was tough, and you had to like the Wii and Nunchuck, and one would use as a shield, and the other one you would use as your sword, and it actually felt like you were in a combat. I thought this is fucking awesome. The Wii was awesome. I loved the Wii. It was
Fuck the Wii.
fantastic. Very innovative, very
Hashtag
creative,
fuck the Wii.
very small too, I might add, considering the box was a billion times bigger than the damn thing. Well, 3 to 4 times bigger than the console itself. And the console was a small little thing. I'm like, why the fuck did you pack it in such of a big box? It was a dainty little thing here, right? And then if you got into it, you could get the Wii Fit board.
Whoa.
But then they got smart.
Second
with that,
stratum
and then
done.
they used it with games like Sonic, for example, where you can surf on the board there, and stuff like that. So they had some really cool, innovative ways of using the Wii Fit board, not just for fitness and balance and that.
Man,
which
that
you
took a
could
half
do,
hour?
but
Fuck.
also with real video games too as well. So you had the nunchuck, you had the Wii,
Big
the
place.
remote,
Very
and you
big
had
place.
the
Hello,
Wii
Yerlinger.
Fit board. Not gimmicky. They all fucking worked. And the Wii Fit board could be used as a weight scale. Saved money. You didn't need to buy another weight scale. You had that. It was an amazing product. Fantastic.
Fuck the Wii.
So they had a lot of add-ons to this that made sense. And the console made sense. And it worked. It was a lot of fun. Small,
All right, Todd.
dainty, plenty of memory to save your stuff on too. Was fantastic. Now, the ones I didn't like. The Wii U. Yeah, it was a tablet. I'm just going to leave it at that. It was a terrible idea.
Ugh.
And,
Yeah, but you
the
could hook it up
GameCube.
to the fucking
I
TV
didn't
and
like
it was
it all
fine,
either
bro.
because, what's this? I have to swap out disc 1 to disc 4 to continue my game. Oh, put in disc 2, or put in disc 3, or put in... No. It broke the immersion completely for everything. And in particular, you go and play Resident Evil on there, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. That got annoying over time. It didn't take long to get annoyed with the GameCube. I didn't like it at all. It's my least favorite out of all the
Where's your
consoles that
head
Nintendo came out with so
at
far
now?
is
Where's your
the
head at?
GameCube. I hate the GameCube. I will forever hate the GameCube. And I hope they never bring that thing back. Bring the games out full and complete, but don't fucking do that mini disc shit. That was bullshit. I thought for sure Nintendo was done. When they came out with that, I'm like, they're done. No one's going to buy that shit. That's just fucking stupid. And I saw it and I played it myself. My sister-in-law at
shit.
the time had it and I played it. And I'm
Cutscene.
like, sucker. No thank you. So, and I'm mixed about the Switch. I'll leave it at that. There's some things I like about it.
Some things you like? Yep. I can't hear it. Why can I not hear it?
Does he impress you, does I? Then perish the thought of advancing, for the peril lying in wait would annihilate you. As for you, I will admit I did not expect you to make it this far. Clearly, I underestimated you. However, I've received word that all contact with the Dominion has been lost. Regrettably, this confirms my suspicions of the danger ahead. Brave though you may be, hone your wit to its keenest edge, should you intend to proceed. Dazai, now that you've confirmed his well-being, I advise you to return to safety.
Okay, but listen, Master Archangel, once we take down the Demon King, Tokyo and the rest of the world will finally be safe, right? In that case, let me help. Even if it does mean putting myself in danger, I'll give it everything I've got.
I understand you are eager to walk the path of righteousness in the service of our Lord. But good intent does not guarantee good outcome. Dazai, you are merely fodder for the Demon King's foot soldiers as you are now. Turning back here will surely save your life, and ease the heart of your friend.
She's right.
Oh, I was hoping I could come with. But she's right. I'd only end up getting in your way. Guess I'll head back to the entrance and hold off any reinforcements. That ought to help some.
Fear not. I shall escort him to the gate. You go on ahead, Nahubino. Muster your forbidden power to its full extent and vanquish our sworn enemy.
Do what I want, bitch. You can't tell me what to do. It's still far away, isn't it? Yep, it's still far away. Alright, Bandit Man, back to you, Bandit Man. Bandit Man, back to you, Bandit Man. Right, BRB, I'm gonna get some food.
Some things I don't, and I'll just leave it at that. You know, I've done a lot
Woo!
against the Switch. I said my piece about the Switch, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So when it comes to Nintendo, I enjoyed the NES, the SNES, the N64 is my all-time favorite, and I enjoyed the Wii. Out of all the consoles, that's it. And any other consoles I didn't. Okay. With the N64 being my most favorite consoles. The IPs, I loved them back then because we got full and complete games. None of this DLC, microtransaction, and that kind of shit now. And, you know, trying to make games woke and all that kind of shit. You know, I loved the IPs back then for what they had. I mean, Mario was a blast to play. Zelda was a blast to play. I'm not too sure about Breath of the Wild and shit like that, you know. I like the old school Zeldas better. I just do. There's just something that's just way better. I liked them on the N64, Ocarina of Time being my all-time favorite Zelda game I've ever played. I think that was, what was that? N64 or was that Super Nintendo? It's one of those two. But actually, it might even have been, no, I think it was the N64. And then there was that golden one that came out with the gold case that was like, you know, really, really rare to find. I had that, and that was on the NES. I love that Zelda game. That was awesome, too. So I love the Zelda games all the way up to the N64, but then after that, I fell out of love. I love the Mario games all the way up to the N64, then I fell out of love, you know. And that's where, you know, Nintendo really lost me. I didn't mind Zelda on the Wii, though, and that, but I didn't buy any Mario Brothers. And then by the time it came to the GameCube and came to the Switch and things like that, I just went, fuck it. I'm done with Nintendo. You know, I mean, if Nintendo wants me to buy their shit, you know, including Metroid and shit like that, then release it as collections available to everybody. You know, that's what I would do if I was Nintendo. See, that's what something that Nintendo really needs to do is what Sega did, is release their games, you know, to the public. And you'll be like, but Panic, those are system sellers. So why should we make exclusives available? Because that makes people buy consoles. Answer. I didn't buy the console. Do you see me with a Switch? You see me with Breath of the Wild? No. But I tell you something, if Breath of the Wild came out on Xbox or PC or whatever, on a system I can play it on, in this case Xbox, or on the PlayStation, I'd buy it. So you see, you're wrong there. Yes, technically you could say they're system sellers, but that's for people where the dopamine kicks in and they don't use critical analytical thinking. Because if you're only buying a console for one or two games, like Zelda and Mario, for example, for those franchises, you're wasting your money. You are. That's the truth. So you see, when I look at the N64 and I mention the games there, what did I mention? Perfect Dark. All the rare games, right? Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Banjo, the Banjo series, the Kazooie series, all of those, you know, the Conker's Bad Fur Day, right? All the rare games. Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. And that's just rare. Did I get into Carmageddon, Xena, Hercules, and a bunch of other games out there? I mentioned Resident Evil 2, right? On the N64, right? I mentioned Star Wars Squadrons on the N64. Well, fuck, that's a lot of games already without getting into the console exclusives. So you see, console exclusives do not sell consoles. Because when the NES first came out, it was Mario and Zelda. When the SNES came out, same thing. And so on and so on and so on. When the Sega systems came out, it was Sonic and Phantasy Star. When PlayStation came out, it was the Banjo series. No, sorry, Crash Bandicoot. It was Crash Bandicoot. That was exclusive to that. And Resident Evil was exclusive to the PlayStation at the time. You see, I didn't buy those consoles because of the exclusives. I bought consoles because of the games that came there. What did I say about the NES? I mentioned Zelda. I mentioned Mario, which are console exclusives. But I went beyond that. Blades of Steel, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, right? Contra, and that other franchise there. Shit, there's a few other ones. Sorry, it's been a long video. It's been a long, several videos here, kind of thing. But what I'm trying to say is that there was a lot of games I bought for those, outside of the ones that came.
I'm back.
Right? A lot of different franchises that sold me on it. And you go to Super Nintendo, and I got Mortal Kombat, and I got Street Fighter, and I got Dragon Quest. Oh yeah, and I did that on the NES too, Dragon Quest, right? On top of Zelda and Mario, right? And I got all the Indiana Jones games, and I got all the Star Wars games. That's a lot of games for just the fucking Super Nintendo. And then we get into the N64, all the rare games I bought, literally. Those are a lot of different franchises right there. By Rare alone, that's one company. And then what else came out there? Star Wars Squadrons, right?
Right.
And a plethora of other games that came out on the N64. The best Resident Evil game I've ever played, Resident Evil 2. So you see, I mentioned game after game after game after game. That's a reason to buy a console. Not because, you can't play Zelda unless you buy a Nintendo console. You can't play Halo unless you buy a Microsoft console. You can't play Resident Evil unless you buy a Sony console. You get the idea of what I'm doing here, right?
Nope.
It's the same thing with the Neo Geo. The Neo Geo came out in the 90s, was super overly priced. Well, I won't say it was overly priced. It was expensive because of all the hardware and the games that came out, because they took all of their fighting games and put it on there. Art of War. King of Fighters.
Fatal
Just
Fury.
trying to think of them all. Samurai Showdown. Those were all exclusives to the Neo Geo. Very few people bought the console. It was too pricey. And then the games were pricey. So what happened? Neo Geo got smart, SNK got smart, and what did they do? We're going to release those onto other consoles. And now all of a sudden you found it on the Super Nintendo and you found it on the Genesis. You see?
You see?
3DO was the very first adult console to come out with mature games for adults. Like Dead Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. And other porn-related games like Mind Teaser. But that's a separate topic altogether, but I'm trying to say something here, right? They came out with Phantasmagoria. See, console exclusives do not sell the console.
Yeah, they do.
In fact, if anything, it hurts the gaming company that it's exclusive to, because you don't get gamers like me buying the games. The only reason I bought a NES and a Master System, an SNES and a Genesis, and where I stopped this was N64, and I still had the Genesis because they were doing the add-ons. Remember, they had the Sega CD, they had the 32X, and then the 32X CD, and you get the idea, right? That's it. But why did I buy them? Night Trap, Corpse Killer, Zombie Ate My Neighbors. That was on the SNES, actually.
Yeah, guess what?
Games.
Those are all
Tons of
exclusives.
games. It wasn't the exclusives like Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and Fantasy Star.
Zombies Ate My
So
Neighbor
that's
is an
three right there
exclusive.
for the Genesis. Right off the bat. And Sonic. That's 4 now that were exclusive to the Sega Genesis. If you were to go Sega Genesis versus SNES, because those are the two that are interacting, let's take a look at that here for a second. I know this is about Nintendo, but let's just take a look at this. This would be an interesting thing here to do, just for fun. Okay? Genesis, Phantasy Star series, right? The franchise. Streets of Rage, Golden Axe.
SNES. Yeah, I know.
And that other one I mentioned there, I forget now. I mentioned four of them. Sonic. Okay.
Sonic.
Then we look at what happened to the Super Nintendo.
Sonic.
Mario, Zelda.
This place is pretty far away.
I'm talking about in-house. I'm not talking about third parties, because third party would be Indiana Jones and Star Wars, right? I'm talking about in-house. So all they had going for them was Zelda and Mario. Whereas the Genesis had Sonic, had Phantasy Star, had Golden Axe, and Streets of Rage all built in-house. In-house. So if you're looking for exclusives, you would go more Sega than you would go Nintendo. Plus, Sega had the mature rating and Nintendo didn't. They were family friendly at this time, right? But this is about Nintendo here. This isn't about Sega. But I'm just saying, if you don't want to go down that road, that in order for you to play these games, you need the consoles, then you know what? I'm good. Fuck you. I don't need it. Because I don't. I'm not going to go out there and spend a ridiculous amount of money on a console for one game. Case in point, let's look at modern times right now, right? Let's look at the PlayStation. You want to play Spider-Man? You want to play Wolverine? You got to buy a PlayStation 4 or 5, right? Can't get it on Switch. Can't get it on Xbox.
Bro, where the fuck do I go?
Exclusive to Sony.
Not that way,
Let's
right?
take a look at what's exclusive to Microsoft. Halo, Gears of War. And now, all the games by Bethesda. You know, and the other companies that they bought out a couple more companies. And Rare. So now all of a sudden, all those games that were on the N64 and the SNES and all that shit, and on the Sega Genesis, now are all over on Xbox. Exclusive. Bethesda. That's theirs.
Bro,
343
I am
Studios.
so lost.
That's theirs. Bungie. That's theirs. Yeah, where I'm going with this really quickly, right? So if you want to look at modern day consoles and go Sony versus Microsoft versus Nintendo, Microsoft wins. Because now you have no access to Elder Scrolls games, or Starfield, or Fallout, all the games by Bethesda, all the games by 343 Studios and Bungie and that. So Gears of War and Halo, right? And other franchises out there, you know. So no, I disagree overall that you needed to buy the console. If Nintendo was smart, because this is going to happen to Nintendo eventually, because Microsoft's buying up all the third-party developers. So what's going to happen is Microsoft's going to become the juggernaut, and everybody else is going to just take a dive. Now, Square Enix signed on with the PlayStation. You saw that, right? Or is it the other company there that made Resident Evil, Capcom? One of them signed on with Sony, though. It's the one that has the license to Spider-Man and Wolverine, that company. Okay, they signed on with Sony. But they're the only ones.
Sony, though.
Oh, the other ones went Microsoft. And Nintendo's only got their in-house stuff, and that's why the Switch sucks. That's why Microsoft right now kicks ass, and that's why Sony's going to lose in the end, because all they got is Spider-Man and Wolverine. And I love that shit, but am I going to go? No.
Here's where I need to be.
I got that on my Sega Genesis here. I told you that. I got the X-Men collection. I got Spider-Man. I got Maximum Carnage and all that. All on the Sega Genesis there, waiting to play. I can play anytime.
Well, go play it then.
Console exclusives don't sell until recently after Microsoft bought all
you're
these
wrong about
companies
that.
out.
But I'm not going to fucking debate you because I can't be asked.
If Nintendo was smart, getting back to my earlier thought here, I kind of went way off topic there a bit. But my thoughts are this, guys. When it comes to Nintendo, I love Nintendo's products. I love, like, my all-time system is the N64. Okay? I love their IPs. I do. But would I go out and buy a Switch just to play
Zelda?
um,
Zelda?
Zelda and Mario? No. I'm
Why
sorry,
not?
no.
Why not?
But if those games were to come out as a collection or something like that on disc or in the e-store or something, would I buy it? Yeah, I would. So you see, your argument, your debate, your rebuttal, whatever you want to call it, of you need to buy the console to get that, then why would I spend $400 on a Switch? I'm not going to spend $400 just to buy two franchises there. And no, I don't like Metroid. I'm not into
Fuck!
Metroid. I'm not into Mega Man. And Mega Man's all over the place now anyway, so is Metroid. So
Mega
there's no
Man is
reason those
Metroid.
used to
No,
be
no, 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 no,
exclusive
no,
to
no,
the
no, no,
NES
no.
too.
No,
Metroid
no,
and
no,
Mega
no,
Man,
no, no,
right?
no.
They're gone.
Two whole
The
different
only thing
games.
that Nintendo really has going for is that. And you can go with Splatoon, and I'm like, I don't care. It's just paintball. You know.
It's just paintball.
So
The slander we're hearing in
when
this
it comes to
fucking
Nintendo, what I would like to see them
thing.
do is release Zelda and Mario games, and be inclusive, not exclusive. You know, because I'm not going to go and run out and buy a Switch just because. You know, nor am I going to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation just because. And I just said, look, I got the Series S. I'm not going to go out and run out and buy a PS5 just so I can play Wolverine or Spider-Man. And I love Wolverine, by the way. But I don't like what the LGBTQ community is doing with that damn character, and I'm concerned about that game when it comes out, that Wolverine game, if they're going to make him gay in it. Because if they do, I would never buy that fucking shit, just to begin with. Because it's LGBT bullshit, you know. Anyway, that's how I feel about Nintendo overall. I think that they were awesome in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. But I don't think so anymore, you know. And there's very few games there that I would be interested in that are exclusive.
I'm pretty
to
sure,
them.
Panic, you
About
don't
the only
like
one that really stands out
any
is
new
Breath of
game.
the Wild, and then the second part to that one, you know, and the No More Heroes games, the SMT stuff, you know. But the SMT stuff is all over the place too. Don't forget. So No More Heroes, that's what I was thinking about. That was the jerk off one, you know. That was the one. No More Heroes.
I'm not.
Yeah, Red Steel was cool. No More
SMT
Heroes,
is
you know.
only on
But the problem
Nintendo,
is,
bro.
they didn't come up with that open world experience that I was waiting for. Or if they did, it went underneath the radar and they totally missed me. So if you want me and you want my business, then release your game on a console that I have so I can buy it. Or else I'm not going to buy it. Why would I buy a $400 console
I'm sorry.
just to play a couple
I'm sorry,
of games
but
on? That's pretty fucking stupid.
if you want me to buy your
But
game,
you notice
put it on
when
the
I look
console
at the
I
Nintendo
own.
games, the Sega games,
The
the
fuck?
PlayStation games, and all this, there's a lot of games there I can play, right? There's a lot more than just their exclusives. Their exclusives to me is a bonus. You see, to me, when I go out and buy a console right now and I look at a console, I don't go, what's exclusive to them? I go, that's a bonus. I go, okay. I look at all the games out on this console. I look at all the games out on this console. I look at all the games out on this console, and I go, which console has the games?
So you're looking
most of the
at
games
which console
that
has the
the most games,
exclusivity
has the
console
most games
that
I
you
want to play.
game that
And
you
that's why I
need.
bought a Series S. I told you guys, I can play my
You
original Xbox
little
games,
rat
my
cunt.
360 games, and the Xbox One games all on the Series S.
Little rat.
That's a shitload of games. I get the best Star Wars Battlefront games. I get games like Phantom
Questionable.
Dust. I get the Halo games. I get the Gears of War games. I'm good. I get my old school games like the Capcom collection, the Sega Genesis collection, the Mega Man collection, the... Fuck! There's a lot of collections out there, guys. SNK 40-year edition, Street Fighter collection, Contra collection. I'm good. Right?
This dude.
Nintendo have all that shit?
This dude. This dude.
I don't
weird.
need a Nintendo. I got a SNES. Or, sorry, SNES. I got a Series S. God, all these different names. Gets confusing.
Oh,
That's my point there. If you want to go
shut up, you
content-wise, I mean, fuck. Right now, Microsoft's buying up all these studios. If they decide to make those exclusive to Xbox, where are you going to be playing your games? PC or Xbox? That's it. You're not going to be buying Nintendo anymore. You're not going to be buying Sony anymore.
It's almost like you
What does
said,
Sony have going for
exclusivity
it?
makes...
Hardly nothing.
This
they
dude
got
is
some of the Marvel
unarguable.
titles.
This dude
They
is
got,
legit unarguable. He's
Spider-Man
contradicting
and
himself.
Wolverine right now. That's it.
He's saying, "Oh,
They also
Xbox is
have going
buying
for them,
everything
what
up,
is it,
so
The Last of Us,
Xbox is
but
the
they
way to
fucked that up
go."
with the second
So
one. I
you
didn't
mean
care for that,
exclusivities
you know.
fucking sell consoles?
So I'm just saying, this is just me ending the video here. But overall, what do I
You
think
dumb
about
fuck.
Nintendo? I think Nintendo in the end is going to turn into Sega. I really do.
No,
I think it's probably going to happen to Sony too,
no.
eventually.
Nope.
Because I think Microsoft's going to
Nope.
dominate when they buy up all these third-party developers. Because if you mention enough money, it's going to turn heads, and those people are going to go, okay, I'm going to buy that. So that's where I sit now, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the videos. I do like the Nintendo products, don't get me wrong. I do like the SMT games. I do like the Zelda games.
He doesn't
I
like
used
the
to
SMT
like
games,
Mario,
by the
but
way.
I stopped liking Mario because Sonic was better because it was like just fucking on speed. The problem with Mario that I didn't like overall, just to let you know, wasn't the storylines in that. I thought they were good. Was it was too slow, especially with the robot on the NES. Doing this. That was just way too fucking slow, way too boring.
Wasn't it
Even for me
robot
back in the
fucking
80s,
gimmick?
when I was like 18, So,
He was 18.
that's where I sit with all this, guys.
Just
So
18.
yes, I love
Little boy with a
Nintendo.
dream.
Don't get me wrong. I love the N64 the most. I think it had the best games out there, except for Superman, which really sucked, and Xena, and Hercules, Carmageddon,
Holy shit.
but rare. Oh
Juzzy,
yeah,
big
every
ups. We
game.
love Panic Man.
Star
Hell yeah, we
Wars,
do.
fuck yeah. Mortal
I'm kind
Kombat,
of debating
oh,
him
yeah.
right now.
They had a lot of games out there that you had to get. They
Big
really
ups,
did.
Juzzy.
They
Sub
had
for
some shitty
4
stuff,
months.
but every console has their shit,
Let's go.
and every console has their good shit. But out of all the consoles I played over time, the best console out there is the N64.
Woo.
And then the Super Nintendo because of the Indiana Jones and the Star Wars games when it comes to Nintendo. And then the
How you
Wii
doing
because
today,
of the
Juster?
motion, and
I
being
went. I
able
went. I
to
went to the gym
feel
today.
like
I
fighting
feel
in
fucking
Zelda
great.
and Mortal Kombat and shit like that. I thought that was awesome. Red Steel and No
Fuck
More
you.
Heroes.
Sorry, not Panic Man. The game.
I really like No More Heroes. I wonder why I really like No More Heroes.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Anyway, I'll end it on a good note like that, goofy and silly.
Don't do that.
But what I
again.
would really love to see Nintendo
Do that again,
do
and
for
I'll
people
come to
like me
fucking
that don't want to buy their consoles anymore,
Canada and beat your
because
ass.
it's just not attractive enough anymore. It's simple. Could you please release some of these IPs into the wild? I would love to play Breath of the Wild, but I'm not going to go out and buy a console just to play
This
Breath of the Wild.
dude.
Because as it
Oh,
stands,
fuck.
even though Mario's an open world,
Fuck.
I don't care for this open world shit.
It's not
This is
open
where
world. Mario's
open
not
world
open world.
doesn't
Get the fuck
work
out of here.
because Mario is not Grand.
This dude has been saying for fucking 50 minutes, saying, oh, exclusivities don't sell consoles. Oh, it doesn't? Okay, then why do you want to play Breath of the Wild? No, you're just saying, I want Breath of the Wild on other consoles. Exclusivity doesn't matter. It does, because you want to play it. You say it yourself. You're saying yourself, I want to play Breath of the Wild. Guess what? Buy a fucking Switch! You dumb fuck!
Theft Auto or Saints Row and shit like that. And that's where they lost me with the whole Mario brand. I should do a thing on Mario, how Mario's not Mario anymore. But Zelda Breath of the Wild looks interesting. I will say that. It looks interesting. Will I ever play it? Probably not unless it comes out into the wild so I can. That's the truth. Or a buddy has it, but I have no more buddies anymore. But you get the point, though, what I'm trying to say. So that's how I feel about Nintendo. And what I love about Nintendo. I loved Nintendo in the old days. I really did. I mean, all the way.
Repeating
I
himself
think the
again?
Wii was really cool and really innovative. But I really love the N64 the most. I really do. I think the N64 just blew everything away. True 3D with NHL Breakaway and Mortal Kombat. I mean, fuck me. Have Shang Tsung shooting those fucking flaming skulls at you in 3D was really fucking cool.
Where the
and
fuck am I?
having hockey in 3D where you actually had to deke and shoot the puck and body check and that. I remember my friend. I'm going to tell you a really cool story, and we'll end it at this right here, at this really cool story. True story. NHL Breakaway 97-98 was one of those ones where it was the 3D one. It was the last game there, right? And my friends, like, Calgary Flames and I'm Montreal, right? It's coming down to the seconds. You know how they had those milliseconds on the end, right? So it's like the last 4 seconds, right? And it's counting down. And I'm up 4-0 at this point, right? So it's where we played, the full length. We played the full hour long, right? So real 20-minute periods, right? So it's coming down, and I'm like, I'm going to get a shutout, man. I'm going to get a shutout. So my friend, 4 seconds left, and it's trickling down, winds up and takes a shot. He's like, how the fuck do you score in this game? I don't get it, because it's 3D, right? We're playing 3D. We're playing on the ice. And you guys play it, it's kind of janky, right? It's kind of janky, the way that it works, right? And I scored 4 goals. So I showed them it can be done, right? I said, look, it can be done. I've done one-timers. I did, I did dekes. I did wrist shots and all sorts of stuff, slap shots and that. And I showed them you can score. It's like, how the fuck you do it? And it's like, dude, you got to buy the N64 and find out, man, and play it. That's the thing I loved about it, right?
Let me have a look.
He didn't have an N64. I did, so he came over to my place to play the N64 games,
Maybe.
So,
Nope.
He winds up and takes a shot, right? Okay. Now,
I wanted to know if I could
if
I could get that thing there.
So the shot he takes, bam. Okay. Now
Bam.
he's skating towards the screen, so he's skating this way, right? Facing the goalie, winds up and takes the shot. You think it's going to go at the goalie? It goes way off to the left, hits my defenseman, which happens to be Patrice Brisebois. Okay. Hits him in the face, and you actually see it because it's in 3D, and you actually see him go like this. You see the spit go out, and you see the puck bank off of his face. Okay? Now, if you score, it counts as long as it crosses the line before the timer's done, right? So banks off his face. And here's where it gets funny. This was funny as hell. We watched this for hours on end. Banks off his face. See the spittle come out because it's in 3D. And you see the puck go flying. And it goes flying. And it hits because where Patrice Brisebois is, right? Because it's true 3D. The way it banked off of his face, it angled it towards the back shoulder of my goaltender, which was Jocelyn Thibault at the time.
Who?
And hits him in the shoulder. Hits the crossbar behind him, hits him in the back, and then goes in the net within the last 4 seconds. 4-1. And that's where the game ended. Like, right after that goal went in, literally, the buzzer went. Like, as soon as he scored the goal, the buzzer went.
Oh, wow. As soon as he scored,
We were
the buzzer
like,
went, bro. You were like,
this is
wow.
the best memory I've ever had on any console, Sega or otherwise, any console. This is the best memory I've ever had. And this I'll take to my grave, and I'm sharing it with you guys. The best memory I've ever had on the N64. This is why it's my favorite system, man. Conker's Bad Fur Day, fuck yeah. But this is why, right here, this memory right here, right?
Hang on.
Banks it off his face.
And see where to go.
Out. And because of the location, because it's true 3D, the puck flies off his face and banks off the back of my goalie's shoulder, hits the crossbar, banks off of that, hits him in the back, and goes in the net. That's true 3D. I was like...
I'm so
my
lost,
friend
boys.
was like,
boys, I am lost.
And then he's like, there goes your fucking
Not in the video.
shutout. There goes your fucking shutout. He goes, I'm retired. I'm done. I broke the curse. I finally scored in this fucking game, right? And we laughed for hours
so
on end watching it over and over and over again. Because back then, you also had replay. This is when I'm a fan of instant replay, by the way. This were moments like this. And we watched it for hours on end. I've never forgotten it to this day. And I wish I could replay you that memory and show you it, because it was like fucking amazing. You have to remember, we didn't have technology back then to record things. Like you guys have cell phones and shit like that. We didn't have a way to record stuff, like that, right? The best recorders we had back then were like VCRs and that, and you couldn't record the video games. At least not that I know
Oh,
of,
bro, I
right?
hate this game.
So we watched it for hours on end, just fucking pissing ourselves, laughing our asses off. And that was on the N64, the very first hockey game to come out with true 3D. NHL Breakaway 97 or 98. It was one of those two, which was the true 3D. And that is the experience I'll never forget. It's the true,
Perfect, quite a
real
bit.
3D experience of playing hockey with my friend. Because I've always played hockey since day one it came out. I've
Yeah,
always
man.
been a hockey fan, and I love hockey until EA ruined it, Yeah, we won't go there, but yeah, somewhere in the 2000s they ruined it. The point being, that was a fucking amazing experience. And in 4 seconds, my friend had, he banks it off of the face of my defenseman. And because it's true
Oh, this
3D, because
game.
this wouldn't have gone in otherwise if it wasn't for true 3D. If this was 2D pretending to be 3D, it wouldn't have gone in. It just would have been game over, right? Because there would be nothing for it to hit. But because it's true 3D, it goes off of his face, actually hits the back of the goalie's shoulder, which actually hits the crossbar because it's 3D, that's a solid object, hits him in the back, and then goes in the net
Yes,
with
solid
like
object. Yes.
0.01 second left. And I was just like, this is what caught us because this is the end, And when we finally realized what happened, we just rolled over laughing on the floor. We were playing this on the floor, We actually played it right here in the corner here, way back when, on a 14-inch TV set. And we were
Bro,
just
nah,
laughing,
fuck
pissing
you.
ourselves, playing it. We were just killing ourselves over this thing. And it was fucking hilarious. I miss those days, man. That's when gaming was really fucking good. Is when you can remember shit like that.
No, gaming was good
No
when you had friends.
microtransactions, no
different.
greed, no DLC, local co-op, playing with your buddy with a really stupid shot like that. He couldn't score. Ever. The whole time I had the N64, he could never score.
Uh-oh.
He never did again.
Thank fuck for that.
He only did it that one time. And look at the memory it created. Right? Banks off of Breezewall's face, hits the goalie in the shoulder, hits the crossbar, banks it into his back, puts the puck into the net. You try recreating that nowadays. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. EA, look at our puck physics in that. And I forget the company that made that. Was it Activision that made the Breakaway series?
Is it me or is my fucking suit not
It was a
glowing?
different company. I know it wasn't
Like it
Sega
usually
because
is.
Sega did All-Stars, and Nintendo had their own brand. Yeah, it wasn't that at all. But anyway, you get where I'm coming from here. Thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. N64 was the best console ever made when it comes to Nintendo, period. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
Fucking hell, that was a long one.
Hey guys, it's me, PanicMan10. This is going to be, hopefully, a quick video. Yeah, like my new haircut. Lovely. Fucking COVID shit. And I can't sleep still. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. No help still.
I think
With
I've
the
heard this
vertigo
one before.
problem. I can't sleep. I
Don't
can't
you-
sleep, man. Oh, that's why I look like Santa Claus at times, I mean, motherfucker, Jesus Christ. You guys are lucky if you could just kick back and lie back and just go, oh, yeah, Panic, look at me. I can just, lie back and, get some Z's, man.
I think
Oh,
I
it
heard
feels
this
so
one
good."
before.
Yeah, fuck
Let me
you.
check it.
You guys are assholes. You get
Check
to
me.
sleep. I can't. I can't
Check
because
it.
of vertigo. Because as soon as my head goes back, bam, that's it. It kicks in.
Oh yeah, the Lincoln account one. Yeah, nah, we've seen that one. Alright, last one is Sega. Why I love Sega so much. Alright.
Okay, guys, we just spent about
Last
an
Panic
hour
Man.
or so talking about Phantasy Star, what I like and what I didn't like about it. Now let's talk about why I love Sega so much. Looking at my own bullets here. Okay, now the only bullets I have are the ones that are the titles. Okay, so why I love Sega so much. So we're going to cover the hardware, the technology. We're going to cover the games. We're going to cover the unique IPs like Phantasy Star, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and the things that they done when they first came out in there. We're going to talk about all sorts of things. So the very first thing that I loved about Sega, my battery's getting low here. Okay, I think I'm good for a little bit here. So anyway, the thing that I love about Sega is that they came out with original hardware. When they first came out with their 8-bit cartridge system, the Master System, they came out with light guns. They came out with 3D glasses. They had unique titles like Space Harrier, Phantasy Star, Zaxxon, and all sorts of really, really cool games that just blew my mind. Here was a company that was really trying to bring gaming from the arcades into the home and give you such a unique experience that they even brought in 3D and used light guns, And so when you went to sit back and went to play Space Harrier for the first time, it actually looked like everything was coming at you because they used polarization. Now, this technology cost quite a bit of money back then, but they already had 3D glasses. They already had light guns, okay? And then we saw really cool IPs come out, like Phantasy Star, this is where this first started. Golden Axe, this is where this first started. Until that was an RPG game, actually, Golden Axe. It was called Golden Axe Warrior, And then we saw games like Zaxxon and Sonic and things like that. Like, this is where Sega started to create what would turn into what they did on the Genesis. So when we hop over to the Genesis, we got the Menacer, which was an amazing light gun, which also came with the ability not only to shoot bullets and tomatoes because it came packed with Toe Jam and Earl, but also came with a button on the side that you could use as a grenade launcher with great games like T2, the arcade game, where you actually played it just like it was
we're
from
finally
the arcade.
on.
Your gun, you would go across like this and
That
you would shoot like this, like
was
rockets
impressive.
and that at the
An
different
impressive
ships,
little
and
puzzle.
it was
Not gonna
fucking
lie to you.
amazing. It tracked amazingly well. So the technology that they had back then, just in the 80s and 90s alone, was amazing. They had light guns, 3D glasses. They had true arcade
I can't
ports,
buy shit
and they had
without my
their own unique
glasses.
IPs like the Phantasy Star series. Streets of Rage now came into being, and so did Golden Axe and Altered Beast. And every console that they made came packed with a game. And the Sega Genesis alone came packed with a AAA title called Altered Beast. So it was amazing at what they did here. They made amazing games like RoboCop versus the Terminator, which is just breathtaking.
Hello?
You had Batman, you had Batman Returns, you had Batman Forever. I mean, you had all of these awesome superhero games too as well, and unique games like Comic Zone, where you would get sucked into an interesting world where you're the creator of the comic book and you get sucked into your own comic book.
Yeah,
They came
Comic
up
Zone
with
was
really
pretty good.
cool, interesting concepts like Toe Jam and Earl, where you're the aliens, but it actually is the Earthlings that are the aliens because you got to go and try and collect all the different parts to your spaceship so you can get the hell out of Dodge. So Sega was just an amazing company. They created their own mascot, Sonic, and they created this whole franchise of a bazillion different games of Sonic games that just blows my fucking mind that I wish that they would come out with
What the
just
fuck is a
Sonic
whittled
collection
goat?
alone. Because there's so many Sonic games, it's ridiculous. Sonic 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Sonic and Knuckles and all this other shit. And, they had all these interesting characters in there, like, Eggplant. They had that main guy at the end there, like, fuck, what the hell was his name all the time you had to go up against?
Eggman.
Robotnik, and then you had to take him out. And then you had wonderful level designs here and creativity, including where they even got to monkey around with 3D and with
We don't have
3D
that yet, do
blast
we?
and
No,
shit like
we
that.
don't.
And it stayed within
Oh, it's
the
up there.
realm
Nice.
of what made Sonic work. Unlike the games nowadays, which is about great, let's break it down into episodic adventures, right? And bullshit. What they got going on right now? Oh, yeah, Sonic 4 Episode 1. Oh, Sonic 4 Episode 2. Oh, fuck off. That's not a Sonic game. Not even close. Sonic in title.
Sorry,
And that's a whole new business.
the way he
on
gets
itself.
pissed
If you
off
watch
about
my
it is
Phantasy
funny.
Star video, you'll see where I come from, how my processing
Ah,
works,
fuck off.
about why I rip on all these different IPs. It would take forever to talk about Sonic. If you want that, let me know in the comment section. I'll do a whole
Oh my
thing
god, boys,
on
we're
Sonic, just
we're
like I
through to
did
the next
on
stage.
Phantasy Star.
Oh.
I love Phantasy Star so much and hate it. Well, I can do that with Sonic. I can do that with all the IPs out there. Just hit me up. I'm very well versed. I've been playing since I was 5
The
years old, and
audience
I'm in
chamber,
my
bro,
50s
boys, we
now.
made it.
I'll be 55
We're
here
almost
coming up, here in
done,
February.
and then we're
So
gonna do
I've been
Battle
around.
Lord.
I've been here since the beginning of gaming to see it turn into this. So the reason why I love Sega so much is because they were very innovative. They were innovative with their hardware. It was very easy to use.
Very easy to use. Because he's been here forever. I thought you would have left by now because of Panikuman. Panikuman 10. You love a Panikuman 10. Who the fuck added me? Ah, someone. What is this? Oh, okay. Just that. One sec, boys. Yeah, I'm probably not fighting the boss tonight. I'm gonna see what he's all about. And then tomorrow we're doing Sekiro. So, because Mark wanted me to do Sekiro. He wanted me to do Sekiro, so we're doing that tomorrow. Martial will be the best in the world. Hang on, boys, I gotta do some stuff here. Is it me or do I hear children? Just you? Fair enough. I hear like a playground at the end of this sound. Like a meh meh meh. Like that. Almost done, boys. Doing some footbin stuff. Alright. I wonder who the boss is. It can't be Lucifer. Nah, they have to save Lucifer for later. Unless it's Lucifer now and Satan later. Yes, those are two different entities in SMT. Don't worry about it. Oh my. Only one way to go, huh? Let's check up top first though. Let's check up top. And I haven't played Sekiro in a hot minute. I'm not gonna train because I told Mark it's easy once you get the hang of it. So I'm just gonna fucking play tomorrow and show him what I got, bitch. You just press an LB a few times, bro. It's easy. Easy.
careful.
Oh shit. Alright, let me just fucking save so he doesn't have so he doesn't say that every fucking time. Yeah, I swear, if you go to the fucking saving room, it's like a playground, like people talking in the back. In the back of the fucking soundtrack. Oh, who is it? That's not Lucifer, that's a dead angel. Nice pop-in, by the way.
Now, what do we have here? Another angel here to
Oh shit! Beelzebub?
mouth of foam with pieties?
It's Beelzebub, innit?
It would seem I've misjudged this low demon.
Who the fuck are you?
I am Oriok, the Demon King. Legions await my command.
You're no fucking demon.
Bethel,
You're just some fat
you
cunt.
are quite formidable to have come this far, but out of respect, I will grant you an audience. This creator you worship, who once sat so proudly upon the throne, he is no more.
Looks like Jim Sterling.
Now, tell me why you've come. As Bethel sipped its cur on us, muzzled and blind. Very soon, what divine spark may be left in this world will heave its final cry.
Fine by me.
Oh, now this is interesting. You stand with Bethel, yet you accept the world's inevitable demise.
I bet he's weak to fucking fire.
It is of no consequence. I will not sit idly by as you dig around and scatter dirt. The throne is now godless. The time to reclaim
See what I mean?
and reform is at hand.
No matter the choice, I still have to fight him. The choices don't matter in this fucking game.
Opposers, I will crush you in the jaws of retribution.
Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow.
Here.
Oh, it's Yonga. Ooh. Okay. Welcome to SMT, Turner. Yeah, I thought so. I thought these guys were gonna be buffers. That's fine, we can kill them. No, not him! Ah, fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna win with this team. It's a test run, by the way. I'm not fighting him today. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna give up. Fucking, I'm too fucking sick to give up, bro. I'm too sick to give up.
Go.
I'm too fucking good to give up, mate. Swear down. These things take a lot of fucking damage. A lot of damage. It's probably not worth even killing them, to be honest. I'm probably better off fucking focusing on that fucker. Takes a while to die. Ah, you piece of shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Fucking Megiddo. Oh, you little bitch. Little stinky, stinky bitch. You stinky motherfucker. Rat. Fucking rat. Imagine doing that shit to me. Imagine.
Your turn. Go. Let's go.
Yeah, the Megiddo, the Megiddo is gonna be fucking tough. Holy shit, that's gonna be tough. The fucking Megiddola, but I think, right? I'm not 100% sure. I have a feeling if we don't kill the starfish, it won't do Megiddola. I'm not 100% sure, but it started doing it as soon as I killed his friend. You saw that? I have a feeling we just gotta focus on thingy. Yo, Turner, you're still here? Turner, you still here? Turner! Turner, tell me if you're still here. Say the N-word. I know you love saying that. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the demons and then we're gonna play some Mount and Blade for a little bit.
I mean, when you go from the Master System to the Genesis, instead of getting greedy, they decided let's do add-ons instead. See, they could have made, like, you know, a Genesis, let's say part 2, right? And they could have just turned it into the CD system, and they could have turned it into the 32X, and they could have made those their own separate systems, and it would have cost you a shitload more money. But what did they do instead? They got smart. The Sega Genesis has expansion ports, has all these extra little outlets on the back. So what do? Here's a plug-in for your 32X console. Now you can plug all your cartridges into here, and you can play all of them, including the 32X. They came out with a CD expansion, which you just open up the card slot and slid it in, and bam! And as long as you had a Generation 1 or 2 Sega Genesis, you were good to go. If you had a Gen 3, you were screwed because Gen 3 was too watered down, right? Never buy a Gen 3. Buy a Gen 1 or a Gen 2, but never buy a Gen 3 if you want to get into Sega Genesis, okay? And that's what made the Sega Genesis so fucking awesome in the end, is because they just came out with expansions after expansions, like add-ons after add-ons, right, of hardware. Instead of charging you a ridiculous amount of money with a brand new product, they just added on to what they already had, which was a really awesome concept. Because now you got light guns, you got 3D glasses, now you got a Sega CD, now you got a 32X blast processor,
right? Yeah.
now you got a
That's probably why we don't need to use
32-bit to CD technology. Holy fuck! You got true FMV games like Night Trap. Say what you will about it, but I love that fucking game. One of my most favorite games I ever played on there. Dracula Unleashed and tons of other games. Sewer Shark and shit like that.
Chimera.
Corpse Killer and stuff, and just on and on and
definitely
on. They had
him as
actual
well, if he
real
can handle
people
stuff.
acting in games like
and then
Command and Conquer and stuff like that.
I think I'm gonna go for those then.
That kind of stuff, right? So they did amazing stuff with the hardware that they had.
I know what to make tonight.
With amazing games. One of the best games ever made, and I'm trying to think of the title now. It's in my head there. Was the one that was based off of Blade Runner. And those of you that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about here.
Nope.
And this game,
no idea.
fuck, what the hell was it called now? It's really, really hard to find. Gory as fuck. It was on the TurboGrafx 16, but it came out on the Genesis. And the only reason it came out on the Genesis was because of the 32X Sega CD. And it needed that technology in order to do it properly. And this thing was massive. Like, it was fucking gory as hell. People cut in half and everything like that.
Fucking massive,
and they also came up with other interesting games like Sword of Sedan, where, you can hack away at giants and that and cut off their heads and blood would come pouring out. Road Rash trilogy was fucking amazing back then. The hockey games were amazing, like the NHL franchise. The Sega games, like, their answer to it with Brent Hall Hockey and Sega's All-Star Hockey and so on and so forth. I mean, this company was firing away with games. You got Populous, you got just tons of stuff. Mutant League Hockey and Mutant League rugby or football there and that sort of thing. You had really, really interesting things.
I think
there.
I can beat them
Sega
tomorrow.
even came out with
I need a team.
Cyberball.
I need to figure out the way of things.
And then you got Defender 1 and 2.
I need to figure out if I need to kill the
Midway
starfish first or just kill him.
Fucking Gauntlet
I think it's
1
killing
and 2
him.
and stuff like that. It's just
and just Dekaja.
an amazing
Dekaja the shit out
console
of
to
them.
play on. The Master System, the Genesis system, right? And the games were phenomenal. And this is what I loved about Sega. Why I love Sega so much. Like,
we are. I think we were just fighting looters, right? Just to get fucking stuff.
They were a company
money
that cared, right?
Money, renown,
they
all that sort of
with
stuff. That's the
products
best
that
way
they
to get
cared
fucking
about.
renown.
They were
Just
very
killing
innovative.
looters.
You look at what the Saturn turned into, and you look at what the Dreamcast did. I mean, you had that little LCD screen there and that, and an interesting controller, and they took chances.
Thanks
they
for
took
the hideout, you
risks.
dumb fuck.
And some of them worked out, some of them didn't. It's a really, really unfortunate to see what Sega has turned into now, because Sega went from being this really amazing company that cared about their IPs into just another one of those companies that's all about greed. Granted, they do come up with some interesting games here and there, like the Yakuza series and stuff like that, but the problem here is now they're just a software company. The thing I would really love
Sega
to
makes
see
software?
Sega
I never do that.
Personally, is come back, like, too. Talking about them being a software company now, they came up with the Sonic collections and they came up with the Sega collections, right? And this was awesome because on the PS3 360, if you had it back in the day, you got a ton of games, like over 50 games on both of those, right? And they all had different unique games in there, and then they had the core games that they had there, right? In the first one, you had games like you had 9 Sega Master System games, right? Plus some Genesis games, a bunch of plethora of Genesis games. But in the second one, they got rid of all the Master System games and just put the Genesis games on there only. And so they put new ones on there, like Gunstar Heroes and things like that. But they got rid of the Echo series. They got rid of Phantasy Star 1, which is like one of my all-time favorite games to play. And that's why I'm doing a playthrough of it right now, you know. And Zaxxon and a bunch of other games I loved on the Master System. What I would love to see Sega do now, moving forward, as a software company, since they are being a software company, is stop with the emulation of consoles, like the At Games console and the M2 console, you know. And
Does he know what software
make
means?
a massive, you know,
I think he means game
collection
developers.
of games. Like, okay, we saw
software
you
means
know,
they're
Sonic's
making
Ultimate Genesis
programs,
collection,
dude.
right? And on there we had like over 50 different games right there, including the Sega Master System games, right? And then with the next one that they came out with, it was all on all consoles. But now the Switch comes out and they come out with Sega Genesis Classics, right? And here we got, you know, over 50 games too. But the problem here is that they took away a lot of the games that were on the first one, you know, the Ultimate Collection, and put in new ones and replaced them. No. What I want to see them do, and I don't care how much money this costs because I'll pay for it, and I'm sure a lot of fans will, you know, and it'd be a lot more cheaper than to make a console that does emulation as come out with a full and complete collection of their games. You know, come out with games like Sword of Sedan and all these other different interesting IPs that I've talked about over the years. You know, come up with all these interesting games and be all inclusive. Have like the Master System games, have the Sega CD and the 32X and the Genesis and the Saturn and the Dreamcast. Because there were some amazing titles out there that were kicking around that I would love to be able to play again. The problem is that they're so fucking expensive when you get into retro gaming, as I said with some of them, they can run you hundreds to thousands of dollars because of collectors. There's some of them that are reasonably priced, like, you know, for like $20 and stuff like that, $40, $60, $80. But then there's ones that kick up into the hundreds and thousands of dollars. If Sega was to come up with an all-inclusive package, right, that they could sell on the Switch, because we know the Switch can run it. They could sell it on the PlayStation, they could sell it on the Xbox, and they could sell it to the PC community. Then why not do that? This is the one thing that blows my mind. Sega, if they really are about the money and chasing the money like all these other companies are, which they are, then why not give something that truly the customer really would love to have? And that is all-inclusive. Take all of your titles, take all the games that come out, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah, there's a license issues of that one, mate.
Music licensing. Fine, cool, then don't do it. But for the games you can, don't tell me you can't take the games like Echo the Dolphin and put it onto the second one, and take games like the Sega Master System games and put it on the first one, including Phantasy Star 1, so we can have all 4 Phantasy Star games on the same collection.
Actually, you can buy every Phantasy Star game on the Switch.
Heroes and add to it all of
it's
the
a Switch exclusive.
Stuff like that. They can. They just decided not to. These are very, very small files that are in megabytes. These are not big files. And you could do this as one big epic disc, or maybe even multiple discs, depending on how many games you put on there and how much data it would actually take up, because the graphics got better and better over the years. But you see what I'm saying here. You could put Night Trap out. You know, that's only a couple of gigabytes, right? You could put out Corpse Killer. You could put out Sewer Shark. You could put out Dracula Unleashed. You could put out Star Wars Squadrons. You could put out all this cool shit that was kicking around on the Master System. Alex Kidd and Monster World and all this other shit.
Alex Kidd is actually a PC game.
Out. Make one
and
massive
I got a
collection
remaster, I think,
and
later,
put it out
later
there
on.
to the public. You know, it's really unfortunate that we haven't seen another collection come out by Sega. Sega has amazing titles. Panzer Dragoon, you know, stuff like that. Why not come out with these games? Why not, like, you know...
Pretty sure half of these games are on Switch, bro.
All these games that you made so far.
Pretty goddamn sure.
Condemned was an amazing game, you know. talking about them being a software-only company. See, they came out with all these different other ones, but then they came out with other ones like Phantasmagoria. I think they did that one. You know, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to think about that Cyberpunk one that they did. Man, that was a fucking awesome game. If you remember, put it down below, because that was an amazing game. Sega is an amazing company. Still is a really damn good company. But what I would really love to see them do is come up with another collection. I love the first one. I like the second one. But I like the first one better than the second one. You know, what I would like them to do is stop taking away from it and stop getting into these flashback consoles, because that costs more money than if you made a collection. Let's say, okay, look at that games, right?
Look at that
was
influence.
A physical console, right? Don't do that. M2, that's a physical console. Don't do that. It's going to cost you more money to make than if you just put out
See
the
now,
software games.
see that's what I mean.
So
We need more renown, bro. If I want to really become big,
all inclusive.
I gotta just fight bandits
Switch,
for renown.
They can make it run on the PlayStation and the Xbox and the PC, and all your Sega fans would love you. Now, I'm not saying about the new games that are out now, right, that are so technologically advanced that they would take up 10 or 20 gigabytes or more of your hard drive space. I'm talking about the old school games that were done in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, we'll say. Somewhere around there is where we'll end it. But mainly in the 80s and 90s. Like, we're talking about the life cycle. Here's the games I would like to see come out. The life cycle of the Master System, the Genesis, Sega CD, 32X, Dreamcast, and Saturn. That's what I would like to see. Take all the games made with all those consoles.
I think I say that every time I play this game. Just God, I love this game.
The real ultimate collection, you know, and do that.
Just so
don't
brutal.
Say it can't be done. Don't say they've lost the data to this or the data to that. It's just they're just too damn lazy to do it. And this is what I would really love to see Sega do. They made the first collection, which was great, and I loved it. But they took away a lot of the cool stuff that I loved there, a lot of the games that I loved, including PS1.
Yeah,
you know,
run!
And decided,
run!
Hey, we're going to change them around and still leave it with just only 50 games, but put in some different games and replace the other ones. No. Keep them all together. And just keep adding on and keep adding on and keep adding on and keep adding on.
Ooh, you lucky son of a bitch.
One collection. I go, here's everything that we can do right now because of licensing,
come on,
copyrights and shit like that. I get that shit, okay? And maybe some of this stuff they don't have anymore because the coding is gone. But you can't tell me that just because they went from one generation to the next, that all of a sudden Echo doesn't exist in all those games. And all the Master System games that they released don't exist. Because they do. They're right there on the disc, you know? And they're also in the e-stores as well. So they could do it. They just decided to replace them and put out new ones like Gunstar Heroes, which I love that. They included the whole Shinobi series. I love that too. So why not take them all and be inclusive and put them out there?
So this video isn't about how you love
this
Sega.
Is why I love Sega so much, because
it's about
they
how
have
you,
such amazing IPs. What I would really love to see them do to try and make this video as short as possible is be all inclusive and just come up with a massive collection. I mean, what do you guys think? You know, don't you think that would be awesome to be able to have all these Sega games that you grew up with from the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s? Like, we're talking like the Master System. We're talking like, you know, all the Genesis stuff, including the Sega CD and 32X, and like, you know, Squadrons and stuff like that. Like, you know, and maybe there's some they can't do, like, you know, like IPs out there that are owned by different companies, like maybe Microsoft owns it now or something like that. But for the stuff that they can do, for the stuff that they can make licensing agreements with, like let's say EA for Mutant League Hockey and shit like that, then why not do that shit? And if you can't, then at least bring out your own games like Brett Hull Hockey, Tommy Lasorda Baseball, and all that shit, Cyberball, and all sorts of really cool stuff. I mean, they made a lot of amazing IPs. Cyberball, I mean, that was light years ahead of its stuff, you know, with robots and that.
Right, one sec, boys.
You know,
you need a bow. I do.
And shit like
we should
that.
buy one.
Road Trilogy, I mean, that was awesome on the Genesis and shit like that. Why not come back with this shit, you know? Why not make that stuff? You know, Virtua Fighter, I mean, there was a great fighting series, you know? there was a lot of cool games that were done on the Sega consoles. So the hardware was amazing and improved over the generations. They just weren't ready to go from cartridge to CD right off the bat, and everybody else was, and that's why they got left behind, plus some inner bickering. But what I would like to see them do, since they're a software company now, is go out there and get all these games and release them to us in a collection. You know, be all inclusive. Take all your titles, put them on there, and dump hundreds to thousands of titles, because they got thousands of titles out there. Could you imagine if you had that much to play? I don't care about the cost at this point. A lot of you would be like, Panic, that'd be too much money, but it wouldn't be. Think about it. I mean, you're spending thousands of dollars on your games right now. Think about this for a second, okay? When you look at DOA, what it is now, Dead or Alive 6, right? When you look at Mortal Kombat, what it is now, and Soul Calibur, and so many other franchises, right? What is it? Greed. And what do? Season passes, DLCs, micros, right? Dead or Alive got so greedy that in order for you to change your hair color, it would cost you $1. And if you didn't like it, in order to change it back, it would cost you another $1. So you got season passes for characters and levels and clothing. You take a look at Street Fighter, for example, what it used to be on the Sega Genesis, right? And you could change your outfits. You got more characters added onto. Same thing with Mortal Kombat, with different ALities and friendships and everything like that. They just kept adding and adding and adding more content without the greed. They kept the pricing the same for the cartridge. The graphics improved over time, and you got more characters, you got more outfits, you got more stages, and you got more content like ALities, Babalities, friendships, paid fatalities, character fatalities, and so on and so on and so on. And then what happened now? It's going to cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars to get that same gaming experience that I had back in the 80s and 90s. That's what I'm saying here. Is Sega went back, Eternal Champions, fucking the best fighting game you've ever played, the hardest game. You know the hardest games I've ever played, period, was on the Sega systems? Case in point, the Sega games themselves. Sega All-Star Hockey was the hardest hockey game I've ever played. Phantasy Star was the hardest, all of them. Phantasy Star franchise back in the Genesis days were the hardest RPGs I've ever played. You know, what was I going to say there now about that? Cyberball was a really cool, interesting concept that was really tough as nails too. And just like all the games that they came out with back then, you know, I forget the one I was mentioning there, so sorry guys, I kind of got sidetracked there. The point being is that Sega has a lot of awesome IPs. They were tough as nails to play, but they were fun as fuck to play too. And you enjoyed them. They were wonderful experiences. So why not bring those out now, since you're a software company, and give us the experience that all of us can enjoy that we enjoyed back in the 80s and 90s? You know, cover all the games that came out on the Master System, Genesis, CD, 32X, Dreamcast, and Saturn. And they could, but they don't. Why are they ignoring all this? Virtual Fighter was awesome. You know, what the hell all they had there? Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Altered Beast, There's just miles and miles of it. Kid Chameleon, you know, like just, and tons of stuff you don't see anymore, you know. And then third-party games like F-22 Interceptor and Abrams Battle Tank and Populous, and I could go on and on forever about games on the Sega system. Shinobi, which is a Sega, you know, title, right? And it's even being sold right now in there. And that's from the Master System, the original Shinobi game. Go play that. You want a really hard game to play? Go play Shinobi. It's on the Xbox Game Store. You know, go play it. It's its own separate Master System title called Shinobi. Pick it up. Go play it. Hard as nails. And that was on the Master System. The very first boss alone, good luck trying to get past, and that's the guy who shoots out those flaming fireballs. You know what I'm talking about if you played it. You know, that's just the first level. You know, Eastward. Holy fuck, that is a fucking hard game to play. You know, and so on and so forth. Like, there was a ton of games that they had, Sword of Sedan, you know, fucking gory as hell and tough as nails. The Immortal, which was the very first Dark Souls game ever made, before Dark Souls was a thing. I mean, Sega created Dark Souls before Dark Souls was a thing, and they created so many other, interesting concepts that people go, oh my god, that's awesome, look at this and look at that, when Sega already came up with it. They came up with amazing games. And so that's why I love Sega, is because they came up with amazing games. They came up with amazing technology. Like we got RoboCop versus the Terminator on the Genesis. We got T2, the arcade game, where you got to use your Menacer. And we had 3D glasses that were from the Master System that you got to use with Space Harrier, which was just an amazing title.
I'm back,
and
boys.
you can tell when you have the Genesis collection there and Space Harrier comes rolling out
buy a
that
good
you
ball.
see the clouds coming like this. It was meant to be in 3D. There's a reason for it, because it was in 3D. So Sega was miles ahead of everybody with the technology, and also miles ahead of everybody with the unique gaming experiences that they provided. Instead of doing another TSR dungeon sprawler, they came out with Phantasy Star franchise until the PSO crap came out. They came out with unique games like Cyberball, and that one there I'm thinking of, Jesus, I wish I could remember the name of it now. That one that was on the TurboGrafx 16 and that. They came up with a lot of really cool shit. So...
Oh, we gotta disrupt supply lines.
I guess I'm going to make this, the video here, because, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about. It's
Revel!
Just really, really unfortunate.
Do you know how far Revel
what I
is?
don't understand here is why Sega hasn't released another collection of games,
Fuck me, man.
I mean, I fucking love Sega because they had some all interesting concepts. I mean,
so far
you
away.
look at the Golden Axe games. You look at the Streets of Rage games, I mean, holy shit, they turned those into awesome trilogies. Oh, here's another battle against, Death Adder and trying to defeat him and shit. And they're like, oh, fuck, I hated him in the first one. Hate him even more in the second and in the third. Leave me the fuck alone. And they always added more and more characters, more and more levels, more and more characters to play as. You had different storylines, and that was within Golden Axe, and you did the same thing with Streets of Rage, and they added in more characters. You got Skate, you got Adam, you got the three people that started it off there, with the two guys and a woman there, and then they added in Skate and a few others, and an android and stuff. They just added and added and added, and you got that old guy that they added in the third one, And it just became amazing. They did the same thing with Golden Axe. You got your three main characters, and then they added in more. You got a beast character, and you got a wrestler, and also, oh man, it was just fucking phenomenal. You got someone who looked like, fucking the Ultimate Warrior and shit like that. And that was within the Golden Axe franchise. If you go from 1, 2, and 3, look at all the different characters you get to choose from. And they had tons of different things like dueling and arcade, and you got the storytelling and everything like that. It's just
buy some food.
Amazing experiences that they came up with, And it's just gone nowadays because of greed. That's the real problem here nowadays, So what I would like to see Sega do is get their shit together and come up with, a package of all of them, and make a Sonic collection. I mean, fuck, they got so many Sonic games, it's ridiculous, Go out there and take a look around at the Sonic games that came out back in the day, honestly.
The reason I take an army, because usually the conspirators of the supply line are 150, 160, so I can't
spend the
kill
money
those
on
myself.
it because people will buy it. You put Moonwalker back out there and people will buy it. I mean, fuck, they had a lot of cool games on that thing, on all these different consoles. Virtual Fighter.
Moonwalker really that
another
good, though.
fighting series there, A lot of games spawned because of that. The Immortal, which was the very first Dark Souls game ever created, I mean, everything on the Genesis game was tough. Populous. That was like the best Populous ever was the one on the
Big House Peter Molyneux, Fable creator.
Tough as nails. It was you against the computer.
Guy who made Godus.
And then
I fucking love Peter Molyneux. He hired a dude. He won a contest or some shit, and then
Power Mongol. It was a little bit more. It was a lot more easier.
He was like, "Yo, you want to make a game of me?" And he fucking made Godus with him.
688 attack sub, Abrams battle
Poor
tank,
man. That poor
F-22
fucking
interceptor.
man.
Oh fuck! And then the Strike series, Urban, Desert, and Jungle Strike.
From
Mid League hockey and rugby or football, like holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? It was amazing at the shit that they did. Night Trap, Sewer Shark. You know, I mean, there's just a plethora of amazing games out there. So what I would like to say in conclusion, because my battery's about to run out here, is this is why I love Sega, because they had amazing hardware. They were way ahead of their time with the 3D technology, and it's a shame they couldn't keep up with the CD stuff. But now that they're a software company, please come out with the 80s and 90s software and bring it all out on all the consoles I mentioned already and make it one big inclusive package and don't exclude titles. Don't go, well, we're just going to make 50 and that's it. That's what you did in the first set, which was awesome. But then in the second set, you should have made it
It's so far
100
away.
games or something like that, you know, and keep on doing that. I would pay the money for it. And I think that anybody who's a fan of gaming, period, especially retro gamers, would pay, you know, a amount of money for it too. And you're probably like, oh, that'll cost a few $100. You know something? It's better than buying the consoles now. I would say right now, what I spent on the Series S and that, I would spend on the whole fucking collection of the Sega games out there. I would, you know, absolutely. I'd spend like, you know, about $400 or $500 on to have all their games and that. Are you fucking kidding me? Saved by the Ghoulies and shit. Like, oh no, what did they do? Not Saved by the Ghoulies. That's different. That was on the 360. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I mean, there's another fucking awesome title with like, you know, fucking Jason's running around and
That's
shit
N64,
like that.
mate.
Oh my god, man, so many games. It would take forever to go through this. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Absolutely love Sega, and I hope that they come out with another collection. We haven't seen one in a long time now, you know, and I would like to see another one come out, you know, because I love their games, and I would like to see some. I would like to see them take all their games and do them all, actually, you know. Whether that's realistic or not, I don't know. But the thing is, it would be awesome if they did. But I would love to see at least another collection come out. Thanks a lot for your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to help my mom out. It's gonna take a while. Oh shit, was that the end of the fucking thing? Man, we're done. We're out of stuff. Spotify. I'm almost done though. I'm gonna kill these dudes and then go back home, and then I'm done streaming for today. Bed, more just like, gonna just chill out with Turner and that. Bro, they're so far away. We're almost there. Oh, almost there. Bitch. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. Oh, they're getting murdered. Come on, 4.8 gigahertz CPU, keep up. It's probably because I got Chrome open. Oh, they're dead. They're fucking dead, bro. Fucking hell. Right, let's go home. Magic people, voodoo people, hoodoo people. I could disband them, but that would leave them in uncharted territory for nothing. I don't want to do that. That one. Bro, no. Fuck your conspiracy quests. I just got home. That's so far away. I can't make that, bro. big ups. I brought them back home, so it's fine. And that whole fucking army took like all my food. Alright, GG. Thank you for hanging out with me. Sietso, Juzzy. Big ups. We shall play Sekiro tomorrow. And then Thursday we'll probably defeat that boss. But yeah. Let's see if we can raid someone. I'm done for now though, because I do have stuff to do. Alright, we'll raid Goonster. Goonster. Goon. Yeah, I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. And see you tomorrow. Yes.